Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Priya. Good afternoon, Pavan. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Just let me know if everything is clear. Happy Sunday. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, clear. Thank you, Pavan. Everything is clear and perfect, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Sangeeta Chowdhury. Will this recorded class be available on YouTube, ma'am? Yes, it will be available after live. So, yes. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. So, we are going to start our day 3 class. Now, in day 3, what is our schedule for completion? We'll see what is our schedule. Management audit and different functions, evaluation of corporate image, information system security audit, internal audit and internal control, and operational audit. This is our entire schedule for our day 3. Now, in day 1 and day 2, what we have seen. Balaji, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Balaji. Bhanu Teja, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, Bhanu. Now, in day 1, we have completed section A, cost audit, first 5 units. And in day 2, we have seen cost audit, the last 3 units, which is 6, 7, and 8. And we have completed the entire section A. And then we have seen management audit, unit 1 and unit 2, which is basics of management audit and management reporting issues and analysis. Now, in today's class, we are going to complete management audit 3 units, which are unit 3, unit 4, and unit 5 in section B. And in section C, internal control, internal audit, and other related issues, we are going to start with unit 1 and unit 2. So, yes, I have a bit of sore throat today. So, excuse me for my throat. You have to bear me. Yes, we will start our class. This is our day 3 target. Management audit and different functions. Now, I have given all concepts from concept 1 to concept 12. Now, what is this unit called as management audit in different functions? Now, this topic of management audit and different functions is unit 3 of section B. Now, what is this management audit and different functions? We'll have a quick introduction about it. Now, in section B, management audit, in first unit, basics of management audit, we have seen what is management audit, which means it is nothing but an evaluation of management team's performance. So, a management auditor will be coming he will be appointed by the board of directors or the company itself. They will appoint the management auditor. Now, who will be appointed as a management auditor? What are the qualifications? If these characteristics are there, then he will be called as a good management auditor. What are the objectives, the scope? Regarding all this, we have covered in basics of management audit. And in basics itself, we have seen what is called as management audit program. Now, what is management audit program? It is nothing but a pre-planned schedule of how this entire management audit is going to be taken care of by a management auditor. And then we have seen about management audit report. A person who is called as a management auditor will be appointed in the company, and he will do the analysis about the performance of management, and at last he has to give a report. And how that report should be there, what are the characteristics or features of that particular report, all that we have covered in basics of management audit. It is nothing but an introduction unit for the entire section B. Now, in unit 2, we have seen management audit, management reporting, issues and analysis. Now, in that unit 2, what we have seen? That management, they themselves, which means in the organization, there will be different sectors of cost classifications. Now, in the different sectors, there will be heads of that particular departments or those activity or process, whatever it is happening in the organization. Now, whoever the management head will be there for each and every sector, they will prepare a report which is called as management reporting. In that management reporting, what kind of information will be there? They will do the analysis of different key business metrics. Now, what are these key business metrics? These are nothing but the calculations of the entire organization performance. So, inside the organization, internally in the organization, we have different sectors. Now, in that different sectors, how the performance is happening, how the decisions are being taken by the management. Now, for each and everything, how they are trying to do the progress and process and improvement. Regarding that, they will do the analysis and they'll prepare a report regarding those key business metrics. What are they? What kind of analysis they will do? We have covered in unit 2. Now, they will prepare a report. They will give to the management, which is called as management reporting. That will be again assessed by the management auditor. He will do the analysis for that. Now, through that analysis, he will know about the internal perspective of the organization. First, he will do the performance analysis of individuals, management team members. And in unit 2, he will do the assessment about the processes in the organization. Now, in unit 3, management audit in different functions. Management audit in different functions. Which means inside the organization, we have different functions like corporate objectives. Now, we will have an objective for each and every business. The objective for each and every corporate will be different, and we will be having a culture. Each and every organization will depend on its culture, and each organization will have different culture. Now, what is about the objectives and culture function? What is about corporate service audit, corporate development audit, evaluation of personal development, which means whoever people working in the organization in terms of part-time employee, full-time employee, labor, daily wage labor, weekly wage labor, or any other person. Now, all these are the people who are running the organization. Without employees, no organization will run, no production will happen. Now, how that personal development should be there inside the organization employees, there should be a development in the employees also. So, regarding that, audit will be done. Consumer service audit, how the organization is providing services to the customers. Audit of environmental pollution control, which means if organization is doing a production, there is some kind of pollution which is happening through water or through air contamination, whatever it is. Now, how they are taking steps to mitigate the risk of environmental pollution, regarding that an audit. Audit of energy and utilities. These are the common resources throughout the world. Whatever we use as electricity, whatever we use it as water, steam, power, these are not only related to manufacturing entities. No, each and every human being needs this energy and utilities. Now, how they are utilizing it? They have to put the cost for energy and utilities in a sustainability manner. Regarding that, audit will be done. Productivity and efficiency audit. Now, how production is happening? Production should not be only focusing on the profit generation, but cost reduction, resources optimum utilization, and to bring better quality so that the public will get the benefit. And proprietary audit. Now, what does it call as proprietary audit? Which means if I am putting 5 rupees for a product, it should be worthful for that. So what is proprietary? Now, whatever business or the organizations are putting as cost, whether they are putting it in a thoughtful manner or not, or they are recklessly doing the expenditure. So regarding that, it is called as proprietary audit. Next, corporate social responsibility audit, CSR audit, which talks about organization should not only focus on the profit maximization, but it also have to contribute to the society. From its profit itself, it has to contribute about 2% to the society development. Regarding that CSR responsibility audit we have, and we have social cost benefit analysis audit, which means organizations will work on different projects, like they will build hospitals, they will build industries. Now, if you are putting any cost in the project, it doesn't mean that the cost and the benefit which you get should only to the organization. No, if you are putting a cost on any project, from that project, what benefit the society is getting. If you are building a hospital, the society also should get the benefit. If you are building an industry, the surrounding areas, whichever is there for that industry, even the society should get the benefit. Regarding that, audit will be done. And ESG audit, which is environmental, social, and governance. So how organization are contributing towards environment, towards social, towards economical development, regarding that an audit will be done. So these are all the different functions in the organization, which not talks about the internal development. Now in unit 2, whatever we have seen, everything is related to internal performance of organization. Now in unit 3, whatever we are going to see about objectives, culture, service, corporate service, whatever the service is providing to different interest groups, about its own development, about personal development, customer service, environmental, energy, utilities, productivity, proprietary, CSR, social cost benefit, and ESG. All are related to external performance of the organization. So here in this audit, they are doing, here in this unit, we are going to do the analysis about the different audits for different functions inside the organization, which will help the organization performance, which means organization is not performing only for the internal development, but also for the external development. So by combining both the unit 1, unit 2 and unit 3, which means basics of management audit, in which we have seen about the management program and management audit report. In unit 2, we have seen about management reporting issues and analysis, and unit 3, management audit in different functions. By combining all these three, all the reports which are generated from different audits and different analysis, everything will be brought into a file, and all that will be done as an assessment analysis by the management auditor to know about the overall performance of the organization. He will check about individuals in the management, he will check about internal development, and he will also check about the external development of the organization. I hope it is clear. So this is what we are going to learn in this particular unit of management audit in different functions. Now, as I have told you the introduction about each and different audit, and I have given us the super 50 questions, all concepts 1 to 12. Now, why I have given all concepts 1 to 12? Because in the examination, from one analysis or from one audit, the question is being asked compulsorily. So you have to prepare all the audits irrespective of this is important, this is not important. No. As this is new syllabus and each and every attempt the paper pattern is getting changed, but we know from what topics the questions can be asked. I'm not telling that only this question will be asked. I'm not telling that only this question concept will be tested. No. All the concepts are being tested to check your way of preparation. So we will not take a chance. We will prepare all the audits, and if any audit has been asked in the examination, you will be in a position to attempt it in the examination. I hope it is clear. Now all this introduction is up to you. You will study about that if you have time. Now we are moving on to the first concept of unit 3, which is management audit and different functions. Now, what is first concept? First concept is about corporate objectives and culture. Now, in this, you have to understand a major difference between an objective and a goal. Now, what does it call as an objective? Now, what does it call as a goal? Now, objective means it is specific, measurable, that a company aims to achieve. See, for example, if company wants to launch a new product in Hyderabad and in Vizag within 12 months, which means there is a time frame. Within 12 months, they wanted to do it, and there is a achievable, there is a desired way of doing it in Hyderabad and Vizag. I'm not going to put it in the random places. No, I have a clear-cut idea. In Hyderabad and Vizag, I need to have open a new stores. So here, what we are telling, it is specific. I'm being specific. It is measurable. I can go on the measuring construction basis, and the result is achievable. So what are the features of an objective? It is specific, clearly defined and focused. It is measurable, can be tracked with numbers or key performance indicators. It is achievable, realistic and within the reach. And it is relevant to the company's mission, and time bound, has a deadline for achievement. If all these features are there, then it is called as an objective of the organization. Now, what does it call as goal? Goal is not based on any time bound. Goal is not, it is relevant for the company's mission. It is based on the achievableness only, but it cannot be measured. It is not a specific thing. If it is not specific, if it is not measurable, if it is not based on any periodic basis, that is called as a goal. Rather than I am thinking just to expand our market presence in India, I am telling that I have to expand my market presence in India. Now, I'm not telling how much time I have to do it, first where I have to start from, and till how much time I have to complete this. No, I'm not talking about anything. I'm just telling that I have to become Ambani. That's it. Now, how I'm going to become the Ambani, that's not the problem. My goal is to become Ambani. That's it. Ambani, which means rich than Ambani. I'm not talking that I'll take the place of Ambani, but we are just assuming that I have to become rich like Ambani. Now, that's my goal. Now, to reach that goal, whatever the steps I am going to take based on a specific thing, based on measurable, based on time-bound basis. So, within 1 year, I have to earn up to 1 crore rupees. In 2 years, I have to earn up to 5 crore rupees. And in 3 years, I have to earn up to 10 to 100 crore rupees. So, in a time-bound manner, I am starting to put the objectives. To reach the goal, whatever we take the steps as a short-term goals, which are called as the objectives. I hope it is clear. Now, why business objective matter? For any organization, why they need to have an objective? If I am just being goal, if I have a goal, isn't that enough? No, it's not enough. Because goal, you will just think that, okay, I have to expand my market presence in India. Now, you doesn't have any time frame. If you doesn't have a deadline, then you will not work at all. Okay, I don't have a deadline, so I'll relax. I'll do it tomorrow. You'll start procrastinating it. So, what's happening here? Why business objective matters? Helps employees and stakeholders understand about the company's priorities. So, regarding company's objectives, stakeholders or the employees need to understand. Only when whoever the stakeholders are there, whoever the employees are there, employees will start working. If you are not putting objective for the organization, then employees will not know what to work for. Enables business to track the progress. If you are not specific, if it is not measurable, how will you track your progress? Ensure different departments work towards the same outcome. Everyone are working for the same objective rather than one is working in the other way and the other is working in the other way. No, everyone are working for the same objective. Guides resource allocation and strategic planning. We will have a strategic planning, and for that planning, how my resources have to be utilized. I have a clear-cut idea about it. So this is why business objectives are mattering. So this is regarding the objectives. Now, how objective can be there for an organization? Types of objectives. It can be about financial objective, to become profitable, to revenue growth, so that my revenue should increase, cost management, to reduce the cost, or else it could be customer focused, like customer satisfaction is important, or brand reputation is important, or else it can be about operational objectives. My operations should be effectively running and my processes should improve, Or it can be employee oriented. My employee should be satisfied. I have to provide training to the employees, and based on that my production should increase. So there are different types of business objectives. Now goal set the vision for the company and the objective defines how to achieve that vision. So goal will be there. To reach that goal, whatever the short term steps we are taking are called as objectives. Now for small companies, what objective will be there? See, if small companies are there, first foremost they will think about profits. Okay, if I have this short term profit, it's more than enough. Or else, if there are other kind of small companies, they will think that I don't need profits at all. If I'm just surviving in the market, that's more than enough. I'll think about profits after survival. I have a huge market presence, and in that huge market, I have to survive for a quiet period. Survival can also be the objective. And regarding the growth, okay, I have 10 products now in my shop. I'll increase to 20 products so that my profit will increase, my revenue will increase. So this is the short or small company's objective. They'll not think about a big goals. They'll only focus on the objectives. They'll be short-term focused, not long-term focused. Main objective for small companies. One is profit maximization or survival in the market or growth. I hope it's clear. Now, when there can be a conflict between business objective. One first point is that ethics versus profitability. Now, if I am putting my objective that in the previous year, my profits are up to 25 crore rupees. Now, in the next year, my target, my objective, within 1 year, I have to increase my profits to 30 crores. Now, I have to increase my profits with the 5 crores. Now, how am I going to do that? So, management have to take these steps. So, management, what they might do? They might compromise on ethics for getting the profits. So, they can reduce the quality of products. Whatever the products are there. Now, they used to purchase the resources or raw materials for 75 rupees, which is a better quality of raw materials. Now, to increase profits, what I am doing? I am putting the cost less. So, for raw materials, I am only putting 50 rupees as my cost. But I am selling the product on the same price. Now, to increase the product price, to increase the profit, I am trying to ignore my ethics. So, when there is ethics versus profitability, there will be a conflict between business objective. So, we are trying to reach the objective of increasing profits, but we are compromising on ethics. So, there will be a conflict between business objective, or else sometimes management can focus on the long-term goal rather than short-term. See, for example, I am getting a profit of 25 crore rupees in the current year. Now, if I am putting this 25 crore back in the same business, I'll get more profits in the next financial year. But what I am doing, I'm not putting again in the business. What I am doing, I am going for investment so that I will have a benefit in the long run. So, sometimes management will not focus on the short run, but focus on the long-term benefit. In that case also, there might be a clash of business objective. So, this is regarding the concept of corporate objectives. I hope it's clear. Now, what is about culture? How the culture will be built within the organization based on values, beliefs, and behavior that define how a company operates. So, in each and every company, how employees will behave will be different. What are their beliefs of the organization? That will be different. And what are the values inside the organization? That will also be different. See, if there is a service-oriented industry, they are not focused on profits. They are focused on service quality which they are provided. If there is a profit generation company, they will not focus on the services. They will only focus on the profit generation. So, based on the belief which the company is having, based on the behavior of that company's personals, the culture of organization will differ. Key factors in shaping an organization culture. So, these are the factors which will shape the organization culture. First, shared values. So, whatever the values which are there in the organization, based on that also the culture will differ. What are the shared values? First is outcome orientation. Now, how you are doing the work, the organization is not concerned about. They are only focused on the results. I need you to complete the target within this time. Now, how you are going to complete it, I'm not concerned about. So, based on outcome orientation, also the culture will differ. Or if it is people oriented, okay, You are doing the work, it's okay. You can do the work whenever you want, which means it doesn't mean that you will be negligent. But if you're not feeling well, we are concerned about the employees' health. We are concerned about the fairness of treatment to the employees. We are respecting our employees. Based on fairness and respect also, if it is people oriented, the culture will different. Team orientation, collaboration and teamwork. You will do the work, but you will do as a teamwork. You will not do it individually. So based on that also culture will differ. Stability, predictability and security. If there is any fraud which is happening, if there is any error which is happening, priorly itself you are trying to rectify it. Innovation, always being creative in your work. Aggressiveness, being in a competitive spirit. Praising failure, even if the employees are doing failure, we are trying to manage that. Okay, if you have done the failure, you have understood that. From next time onwards, we'll try to correct it. We are trying to encourage the failure. So based on this shared values, the culture of organization will depend upon. And next is degree of hierarchy. Now, if the management, whoever it is, that the top executives, if they are being so strict in the organization, a culture will differ based on that strict structure and formal channels. For each and every work which you do, you have to take permission from each and every one, which means it will be so suffocated to the employees. They will not be so focused or interested in doing the work. Or it can be a low hierarchy, which means no rules at all. Come to the office whenever you want, go whenever you want, do whenever you want the work. Low rules, no rules at all, and challenges to the authority. Now, there is a moderate hierarchy also, which means rules are there, regulations are there, but based on the circumstances, it will be flexible. Even your boss is strict, but not strict all the time. Even there are rules, but not applicable all the time. So, based on that, moderate hierarchy is also there. If it is high hierarchy, based on that, all the culture will be there. If it is moderate, based on that. If it is low, based on that. So, but for organization to run perfectly, there should be a moderate hierarchy, which means defined structure should be there, but it should be flexible. Balance is the key to avoid delays in decision making. Next, it can be based on degree of promptness and urgency, which means if there is any problem coming in the organization, or just management sitting and relaxing, okay, we'll just pray to the God and everything will be solved by God itself. Are they just praying to the God, or immediately they are trying to take this step to rectify that particular defect? Or they are thinking that, okay, if this becomes severe, then we'll think about it. It is just a small problem. We'll just ignore it. What they are thinking about. So, degree of promptness and urgency. Sometimes when the decisions which are being taken on urgent basis will be innovative decisions. So, if there are any innovative decisions, or how quickly the market is changing, and how quickly the management are responding to it, based on that also culture will differ. And the culture can be based on people orientation or task orientation. If it is entirely focused on well-being of employees, it is people orientation. If it is focused on process, efficiency and quality of production, then it is task orientation. It can be based on functional orientation also, which means whatever the departments inside the organization, which are majorly depend upon functions, which is like R&D and customer service. So based on that also culture will differ upon. And there can be organization subcultures also, which means throughout the organization there will be a culture based on the shared values, degree of hierarchy, degree of prominence and urgency. Based on all these factors, there will be an organization culture. But for each and every department, there can be subcultures also. Now, what if there are organization subcultures? Can there be subcultures? Yes. Inside the organization, inside the department or production center, there can be subcultures. But how that subculture should be there? It should always support and it should not clash with the organization culture. So whatever the departmental culture is there, both the departmental culture and organization culture should align with each other. Or else what will happen? Employees or the people who are working in the organization will get a confusion, whether they have to depend upon subculture or whether they have to depend upon the main culture, what they have to follow. So there is a clash between the organization subculture and organization culture. Now these are the factors to shape the better culture. Now creating and managing organization culture. Now, how this organization culture will be depend upon how to create it and maintain it. Culture evolves through leadership and past success. So based on your past success, based on your leadership qualities, the culture will depend upon. Sustaining culture, have to maintain that culture. First, identify and assess the traits. Now, what are the traits? Characteristics of your organization. So, you will first understand about your organization. Based on the organization characteristics, you will do the action plan. So, how this culture should be developed and maintained. Based on that, you will do the analysis. Then, leaders must manage culture by reinforcing values and do overtime reassessment to ensure the success. This is not a one-time process, but each and every time you have to do the reassessment of the culture. I hope it's clear. So this is regarding the organization, corporate objectives and culture. I hope it's clear. So this is regarding the first audit. Now next is corporate service audit. Now what is called as corporate service audit? Which means it evaluates about the service-oriented obligations of a corporate entity towards its different interest groups. Which means how better, how effectively, how efficiently the organization is providing services to different interest groups. Now, who all are different interest groups? Consumers, employees, shareholders, community, fellow businessmen, and state. So, these are the different interest groups for the organization. Now, what customers want from the organization? They want quality products, right quantity at right price and place and time. And employees want pay, safety, welfare and industrial relations. And shareholders need safety of investment, satisfactory rate of return and capital appreciation. Community wants social cost, social benefit. Fellow businessmen want fair business ethics. State wants compliance with the spirit of law, fair trade practices, payment of taxes and services in time of state emergencies. So these are the different interest groups, and each and every interest group will have different services. So how effectively corporates are providing its services to different interest groups, whether they are satisfying each and every one. Regarding that evaluation is called as corporate service audit. I hope it's clear. So this is the conceptual approach. So how the analysis will be done? Based on the questions. So how does a corporate body have the relationships with the customers? So based on these questions, you will find out about the corporate service which is being provided to different interest groups. Whether it is having a good relationship with the customers, how the resources are being utilized, whether there is any wastage about it. Identify the social needs and treat them as the opportunities, which means in the market, if there is a need, then organization should take it as an opportunity to provide the service to the society rather than creating a fake demand to increase the profits. Determine fair prices and effect equitable distribution instead of creating artificial scarcities. If there is actually a product, you have to provide it based on the fair prices rather than creating a scarcity and increasing the price of a product. Develop a new products or improve the customers for the old products. Ensure stable employment and preempt social legislation and proactive to shape the environment. You have to depend upon organizational improvement as well as the social improvement. So all these are the conceptual framework of the corporate service audit. So organization should make sure that it is doing all these things. And by doing all this, what will happen? There will be expansion, development and growth of organization, attraction and appreciation of capital, increased coordination within the organization, increased acceptance and support from the society. They will get all these benefits by following the corporate service audit. Now, it will have a long-term profitability impact. So, this is the evaluation which will be done. In evaluation, what all analysis will be done? All these analysis will be done. If everything is satisfied, then it will have a long-term profitability. So, evaluation of how services are being provided to different interest groups by the organization is called as corporate service audit. I hope it's clear. Now, what is corporate development audit? Which means how company is trying to develop itself, which means what kind of strategies are company taking to improve the company's business in the future. A systematic review of companies' long-term growth strategies, organizational structure, and management effectiveness. It assesses how well a company's plans, policies, and development initiatives align with the business objectives. So we have an objective. To reach that objective, what plan you have, what policy you have, what structure you have, whether it is trying to develop the organization or it is killing the organization. So regarding that, evaluation is called as corporate development audit. Corporate development audit covers both potential aspect as well as kinetic aspect. Now what is called as potential aspect, which means planning and preparing the development. Now what is called as kinetic aspect? It is nothing but the execution and implementation of the plan which is already prepared. So by doing this corporate development audit, you will understand what kind of plan you prepared to improve the organization, as well as how effectively you are executing and implementing the plan. Regarding both, you will understand by doing corporate development audit. Then, corporate development audit evaluates the structure and process of an organization, ensuring it performs functions effectively. And it is not a one-time process, it is an ongoing process, because the development of individual or the organization will not stop. If you have learned today something, which means tomorrow you are going to learn the new thing. Today you think that you have developed. Tomorrow there is more development. So always the corporate development will be a continuous process, not an one-time process. What are the essential dimensions of corporate development audit? First is regularity, which means constant monitoring of corporate elements should be there. Then systematic check. Always check about the response to internal and external forces, how it is changing regarding the internal and external forces. Then review. Always review how the performance is there, how the quality of corporate goals are being reached. Next, appraisal. Define detailed examination of corporate goals against the resource used and suggest future actions. So regarding all these are the 4 essential dimensions of corporate development audit. This has been tested as a question in examination. Next, how corporate development audit can be there, how development can be there. It can be based on long term, mid term or short term. Or corporate plans can be strategic planning, which means long term focus, tactical planning, which means short term focus, decisive planning, which means current term focus. Or it can be based on department of organization, based on structure, based on R&D, production, assets, resource, sales and marketing. Based on departmental also development can be there. Or based on management, who will work after this particular management person, management succession, quality training within the management, motivation within the management and personal development. So regarding all these, we will prepare policies and plans. Now how these policies and plans are there to improve the organization, for that evaluation is called as corporate development audit. I hope it's clear. Next, what are the characteristics of corporate development audit? Here there is a line which you have to remember. Today's baby is tomorrow's youth and future's old man or woman, which means we are trying to replicate the corporate with the human life cycle. If corporate is improving today, which means it will at one point of time reach to the growth stage. After that it will start declining, which means trying to improve to that particular stage is called as corporate development. And after that, what companies have to do, they have to strive to stay in that position of developed stage. If not, what will happen? They will start declining, which means they'll turn into losses. Now, when can we say that the corporate is declining? Symptoms of decline. If there is shrinkage revenue, if revenue is decreasing, if there are low sales, if high resignation rates, if everyone are resigning from your organization, which means you are going into declining stage. Now immediately what organizations have to do? They have to rectify it and stay in that particular developed position. Now what can be done? To have a sustainable development, company has to undertake an audit in the areas depending on. So based on these categories, the company has to go for corporate development audit to have that sustainable development in the organization. Now what can be done? First, multidisciplinary team, which which means whatever management team is there, the management team, each and everyone should have a different perspective. Each and everyone should have a different mindset. Now, what will happen if each and everyone is having a different mindset? If I am telling something, the other one will tell something else. The other one will tell something else. Based on that, they will understand what are the pros and cons of the decision. So, we'll try to rectify it when the decision is being taken itself. Next is decision making. Always plan and validate the decision whatever you have taken. Next, performance indicators. Based on planning whatever it is done, how it is it's being implemented, how you are trying to achieving, or if there is any failure. Regarding that, the assessment should be done. And effective communication. Always there should be a better communication within the management persons. So if all these characteristics are there when you are going for an audit, then you will have a sustainability development in the organization. So this is regarding the corporate development audit. I hope it's clear. Next is evaluation of personal development. Now what this evaluation of personal development tells us? It examines whether employees are being trained, mentored and managed in a way that enhances the productivity, leadership and job satisfaction. So how employees should be improving, employees should have a betterment in their job so that they will have a job satisfaction. Now if I am giving you a simple work and if I am telling you to do that work only throughout your lifetime, you will be enthusiastic and do that work for 1 week. And after that 1 week, even though you will get bored, you will only get bored. Okay, I'm doing this work from 1 week. The same work I have to do it. You will get bored. Now the employee will not have a job satisfaction. So if they are improving with more skills, if they are getting developed, then what will happen? There will be a job satisfaction. There will be leadership qualities and productivity will also increase. So regarding that, evaluation and examination is called as evaluation of personal development. Now in this personal development, what managers have to do? Role of managers. First and foremost, they have to support employees in the career growth. How they will support? They will try to coach them, or they have to act as a mentor for the employees. And key managerial actions. What actions they have to take to improve the employee performance? First is delegate the responsibility instead of solving the problem. If employees are coming in asking that they are not understanding something, rather than catching their work and doing it yourself and giving that, okay, work is completed, go and relax. No. You have to make employees understand what is that work, how it should be done. Only then they will try to learn that work. If you are only doing their work, then how will they do? Isn't it? So delegating responsibilities rather than solving the problem. Next is providing honest and constructive feedback. If they are doing right, tell them right. If they are doing wrong, tell them they are wrong. Suggest relevant development opportunities. You have to tell them, okay, this is a new course which is being launched. Improve yourself. Train in that particular area. We are going to go for a new project. So that new project is based on this particular criteria. Try to train in that particular criteria so that you will be able to be in that particular project. So try to give development opportunities. Encouraging risk taking with rewards. If they are taking risk, then provide rewards to them, which means appreciate them. Demonstrating true leadership. So managers should act as a leadership person. How? Loyalty should be there. Empathy, accountability, determination, encouragement, respect, selflessness, humility, integrity, innovation and passion. Everything should be there within the managers. And formal employee development. Now what is called as formal employee development? Which means training soft skills and hard skills. Within the organization, the training will be given. And psychopatric studies to assess the leadership potential. Which means the managers will try to give a responsibility to the people in the, which means the employees. Now, you will be under him, which means he will assist you in all the work, which means indirectly they are assigning you a responsibility. So, here you are getting a leadership potential. That is called as formal development. Now, what is informal development? You are going and you are trying to learn from your colleagues. Now, if they are doing some work and you don't know about it, you will go voluntarily and try to develop yourself. On-job training, shadow and mentorship for skill building, which means under someone's influence, you are trying to learn from them. You are taking the inputs from the others. You are trying to improve yourself. or coaching by the managers for preparing for higher responsibilities. Now, if I'm going to the manager, what kind of decisions I have to take, how I have to think. Regarding that, you will try to train yourself. This is informal development. Then, how performance evaluation will be done within the organization. They'll do annual reviews, assess employee performance based on key result areas. How they are performing, based on that the evaluation will be done. And for evaluation, what methods can be used? First, rating scales. Employees are rated on performance metrics. So based on their performance, the rating will be given to the employees. And then 360 degrees feedback. They will go to each and every employee, each and every colleague, management, board of directors, shareholders, or even a person who is working below that particular employee. They'll ask on each and every one how he is acting in the organization. 360 degrees feedback will be taken. And management by objectives, which means they would have given you a specific target. If you have reached the target, which means you have done your performance. If you have not reached the target, you have not done the performance. Sales targets. So based on these methods, the evaluation of personal development will be done in the organization. So regarding this evaluation or examination is called as evaluation of personal development. I hope it is clear. Next, consumer service audit. Here, what we are trying to do the examination for? We are trying to assess how organization providing or interacting with the customers. How they are providing the services to the customers. Now, this consumer service audit includes both B2B as well as B2C. For example, the company is a telecom company and it is providing telecommunication services to different corporate clients. Then it is B2B service. In that case also, we will check about CS audit, corporate service audit. Or else, if it is B2C, directly providing whatever we say, services to the customers, then it is B2C audit. Now, what is called as a good customer service? If you are understanding what customer needs and based on that if you are taking a decision, it is called as good customer service. Or keeping promise and commitments. You are promising something, based on that only you are doing the act, then also it is a good customer service. And maintaining high service standards. Whatever service you provide, you are providing in a quality basis. Then it is called as a good customer service. Now, what are the principles of good customer service? Respect for customer requirements and expectations. What they are expecting. Based on that only you have to provide the service. Commitment to customer satisfaction. Always there should be a commitment that customers should be satisfied. Transparent communication about the products or services. Well-trained customer-focused staff. Always the staff should focus on the customers. Clarity in communication to avoid the complaints of miscommunication. Quick resolution of complaints. When complaint is there, quickly it should be resolved. Effective use of customer feedback. If they have given the feedback, based on that you have to correct it. So all these are the key principles of good customer service. Then for knowing about customer service, for monitoring and managing, what steps you can do? Either they can go for survey or service level measurement, which means actual service performance against the goal. So this is the goal, what is your actual performance? Based on comparison you can do that. Or you will recruit focus groups and based on that you will do the survey about the customer service. Then complaint tracking system. You will put a tracking system for complaints. Based on receiving of complaints, you will understand how services are being provided, or based on social media monitoring. So these are the methods for monitoring and managing customer service. I hope it's clear. Now, audit of customer service. What are you going to do? Whether complaint register system exists, is dedicating team is handling customer service, written policy to handle complaints. Is there any written policy? Measurement of customer wish to worth for loyalty assessment, which means what they are wanting and whether the want is having a worth or not. If they are needing, if the customer wants water, if the organization is also providing same water with the same quantity, which means whatever the price which customers are paying is worthful price. Whether there is a wish to worth, whatever the price which is paying for the need, whether it is worthful or not. Legal issues due to failures in addressing complaints. Effectiveness of complaint tracking system. So this is the audit which is done in the customer service. So this is what the assessment will be done. I hope it's clear. So this is regarding the consumer service audit. Consumer service audit or customer service audit, both are same. I hope it's clear. Next, audit of environmental pollution control. So regarding environmental pollution control, environmental audit is nothing but a systematic, documented, periodic review conducted by regulated entity to examine the interaction between business operations and environment. So how is the relationship between business operation and the environment? Now who will conduct this environmental audit? Regulated entity will do it. Now this regulated entity will try to do systematic documentation and periodic review about the environmental audit, focusing on emissions, legal constraints and public perception. So whether public are affected in that area, regarding that, whether there is any legal constraints, whether there is any emissions. Regarding this, the review will be done by regulated entity. This review will be done in systematic, documented and periodic manner. The process is called as environmental audit. Now what are the features of environmental audit? Role of management. What management have to do? Conducted through internal audit team as part of internal control. So who will conduct this? Internal audit team will do the environmental audit. Assess compliance with environmental laws and evaluates the risk, whether they are following all environmental laws or not. Regarding that, the assessment will be done. Recommends mitigation actions. So if there are emissions, so how to reduce that? If there is pollution, how to reduce that? What kind of steps can be taken? Examine environmental impact from the business activities like mining, chimneys. So if these activities are there, how kind of pollution is happening? How to mitigate that? Regarding that, assessment have to be done by the management. Then they have to go for environmental impact assessment, which means whatever the project they are starting, for that project, how much impact is there on the environment? Before itself, they have to determine it. Predict and analyze the environmental impact before project begins. Assess the risk and help in planning mitigation strategies. Now, if there is environmental impact, will they drop down the project? No. What they will do? They will try to do the risk assessment. They will try to mitigate the whatever the environmental impact is there. Checks for existing operation. So, this is how environmental impact assessment will be done. Next, it is always a systematic approach. This environmental audit will be done based on a systematic approach, based on repeatability over time. Results should be comparable for measuring improvement. Always there should be a result. Structured plan should be there. Organized process should be there. And timely approach should be there. Systematic approach. Then everything should be documented. Whatever you are doing, everything should be documented. And it is not a one-time process, it is a continuous review. So these are the features of environmental audit. I hope it's clear. Now what are the objectives of environmental pollution control audit? Why we are doing that? First, we already have environmental laws, rules and regulations. Whether organization is complying with the environmental laws or not. Regarding the compliance laws. Second, improvement environmental performance. Whether they are doing the risk assessment of environmental impact and if they are trying to mitigate that or not. Regarding that analysis. Assist facility management. Whether they have known about the environmental risk and operational inefficiency and whether they are taking strategic decisions about it. Increase environmental awareness. Whether whoever working in the organization like employees, whether they are understanding about the environmental awareness or not. Enhance the risk management system. Identifies environmental hazards and suggests the mitigation measures. Reduce risk of penalties and reputational damage. Whether they are taking the risk system or not, risk assessment system, and optimize resource utilization. Whether they are trying to use the resources which are having impact on the environment in an optimal way or not. To assess all these, we are going for environmental pollution control audit. I hope it's clear. So these are the different functional audits we have seen so far. I hope whatever we have seen so far, it is clear. Now, audit of energy and utilities. Now, in this audit of energy and utilities, what evaluation will be done? An audit focused on utility expenses such as electricity, natural gas and water. aimed at identifying the billing errors, saving opportunities, and efficiency improvement. So how effectively we can improve the utilization of these utilities. At the same time, how to reduce the billing errors, how to save the cost. Whatever utilities we are using, how to save that. Regarding that, evaluation will be done in audit of energy and utilities. Now, what are the objectives? First is cost reduction. Now, whatever cost we are trying to put on this utilities generation and consumption, we are trying to reduce that. And process control. We are monitoring consumption and optimizing the equipment design. We are trying to improve the process by reducing the cost consumption of utilities. So, these are the main two objectives of audit of energy and utilities. Cost reduction mechanism. How the cost will be reduced? Ensure accurate billing rates from service providers. You will receive accurate billing, no billing errors. Maintain accurate consumption records. How much you are consuming, how much you are purchasing. You will maintain a record. Ensure regulatory compliance. If you have all the regulatory compliance or not checked, assess the age and efficiency of the equipment. Now, if equipment is of higher age, which means it is older of 5 years, 6 years or 7 years, it needs more energy. Now, if it is a new machinery, it will only take less energy. So, regarding the age and efficiency of equipment, you will do the analysis. This is how you will try to reduce the cost or try to prevent or save the utilities. I hope it's clear. Now, what is energy? Energy is also how effectively you are utilizing the energy inside the organization. Regarding that, a systematic assessment is called as energy audit. Now, how energy audit will be done? First, you will collect the data. Collect baseline data on energy consumption, how much cost it is happening, and what are the production metrics. How much energy you are utilizing in the production. Next, data analysis. Identify trends, inefficiencies, and areas for the improvement. You will identify the trend. Okay, in previous year, we have utilized this much of energy. And this year, how much energy we are utilizing. Implementation of energy efficiency measures. You will try to implement the energy efficiency measures. How you can go for short-term measure like routine maintenance, employee engagement, or you can go for medium-term measures like small investment in fluid network, or you can go for long-term measures like significant investment in process design. So you can choose any of this implementation technique to enhance your energy efficiency. Now, energy auditor will come and do the analysis about all this. How much steam generation is happening, how this is being distributed, how it is being utilized, how much electric energy utilization is there, total energy system, how much cost is happening, and about diesel exhaust recovery. Regarding all this, energy auditor will do the audit. And this audit is based on two types. First is preliminary audit, next is detailed audit. Now, what is preliminary audit? It is a quick assessment. Okay, now our energy cost is this much. Right after, immediately if we want to do the assessment, then immediately regarding the important factors considering if we do the audit, it is called as preliminary audit. Now, what is detailed audit? We will do the examination of each and every element of it and prepare a detailed report about it. It is called as detailed audit. So, I hope it's clear. This is called as audit of energy and utilities. Now next, productivity audit or efficiency audit, which means what is the ratio of my input and output? How much I am putting the input and how much output I am getting from it. For that, effectively increasing my input and output ratio, if I am doing the evaluation, that is called as productivity or efficiency audit. Now, how productivity will be measured? How productivity will be measured? For each and every element, we have different ways of productivity evaluation or computation, whatever you say. See, for example, if you are doing the raw material productivity, how you will express raw material based on output per unit of raw material. If there is electricity, output per unit of electricity. Direct labor based on number of direct labors, man hours, or how much value you are providing wages for. Plant and machinery, capacity utilization as percentage of installed capacity. Sorry, capital employed, profit as a percentage of capital employed. So these are the different ways. We have different elements in production. So for different elements, we have different ways of expressing it. So regarding this, you will do the evaluation. Then this productivity audit, you can also use efficiency ratio and activity ratio. So based on this also you'll do the audit. Now there are certain limitations for productivity audit. What are the limitations? First, diverse measurement units. As we have seen, for different element, we have different unit of measurement. Now if we are using different units and yardsticks, then comparison is a bit difficult. Independence of inputs. If I am trying to do the assessment of a cost, if in that cost I have two elements which is there in the production, then in that case also what kind of unit of measurement to take, I'll get a confusion. See, for example, if I'm trying to upgrade the machinery, by upgrading machinery, my labor hours will reduce, but my energy consumption will increase. So now here I have three elements. One is machinery. So how machinery will be measured? Based on how many machine hours it is running, and labor hours. How many laborers are working, man hours, or how much amount I am paying to the laborers. Based on that I'll measure it. And energy consumption. How am I going to do the energy consumption? So for each and every element, I have different unit of measurement. Now, as a combination, if I am going to assess this transaction, how I am going to do the evaluation? That is a bit difficult task. So it is a limitation. And complexity of simultaneous equations. So there are, if you are using a mathematical model, each and every one will have a different equation. So to do the calculation for that, it will be a bit difficult. So these are the limitations in productivity audit. I hope it's clear. Now what is called as proprietary audit? Proprietary audit, which means the test of public interest, which means whatever I am putting the money for, that should be the best payment which I am doing. If I am trying to buy this phone for 25,000 rupees, then this should be my worthful product. Now, if I am having the same mobile phone in the market, which is available for 20,000 rupees, but if I am purchasing the same, with the same quality, with the same quantity, with the same features, if I am purchasing this for 25,000 rupees, which means this is not the worthful product which I am paying. So if I am paying the price for the product, that should be the best price for it. If I am putting the cost, that should be the best cost. There is no best or better alternative than that. If that's the case, you are doing the cost assumption or cost accumulation in the organization. Regarding that, evaluation is called as proprietary audit. For raw materials, if I am putting a cost of 1 lakh rupees, is there any chance I can reduce this cost? If there is a chance of reduction, which means you are not putting the cost in a better manner. If you are putting the cost in a better manner or not. Regarding that, evaluation is proprietary audit. Proprietary audit seeks to ensure that the planned expenditure would yield the optimum return and there is no other better alternative available. Now, if I am putting 10 rupees, I am getting the benefit for 10 rupees. If I can put 8 rupees and get the benefit for 10 rupees, then 8 rupees will be my better option. So whatever cost I am putting and whatever return I am getting, that should be the better return available for the organization. If there is any other better, then shift to that. Regarding that, evaluation is called as proprietary audit. Now, how are you going to do the assessment for proprietary audit? First, you will check about the wasteful expenditure. Next, recurring losses. Because of incurring cost, is there any recurring losses? Next, performance comparison. Based on past term and current term, you will compare the performance. And target achievement. How you are achieving the target. And objective fulfillment. Verify if expenditure objectives were achieved. Next, what are the limitations? Limitations are not that important. But here, who will follow the proprietary audit? First, government companies, private companies or limited companies. These companies will go for proprietary audit. I hope it is clear. Next, CSR audit. This CSR audit you also already have in your law. So regarding CSR audit, you already have in your law. Whatever we have in law, the same thing is there here also. But here we have a special point, role of internal auditors. Now in CSR audit, internal auditors, what they are going to do? They give advice on CSR self-assessment activities. Now we have schedule 7 activities. In this schedule 7 activities, how assessment has to be done for CSR audit. Regarding that, advice will be given by the internal auditors. Auditing CSR programs, how well they are implementing CSR programs, regarding that audit will be done. Coordinating CSR report verification, they'll try to verify the CSR report. and ensuring expenditure aligned with the CSR objectives. Now, how much expenditure you are putting for CSR activities, whether it is meeting the objectives or not. Regarding that, the evaluation will be done. So, all these are the role of internal auditors. You have to remember this. Rather than that, whatever you have in the law, you can remember those points only. It is enough. Now, next is social cost benefit analysis audit. Now, what is the social cost benefit analysis audit? Which means whatever cost you are putting in the benefit, how the society is getting benefit from the whatever cost you are putting. If the organization is trying to start a project, now how the society is getting benefit from that particular project. Regarding that, the evaluation is called as social cost benefit analysis audit. For example, see the techniques of doing social cost benefit analysis audit. What techniques can be taken care of? First, they can use UNIDO methodology, which means United Nations Industrial Development Organization methodology. Now, how do they analyze? Utilizes equipment consumption at critical consumption levels. See, for example, there is a rural electricity project in poor village. Now, if any organization is coming and putting a cost for rural electricity project in the poor village, which means they will not get the return which is available in the urban area, but they are putting the cost for that. Now, how the benefit they are getting? They are getting the benefit from the society. Now, if I am putting an electricity project in a poor village, in that village, they will get the electricity, they will get proper water. The children who are there in that particular poor village will go for studying purpose. So, there is a benefit to the society. So, regarding that, the evaluation will be done. Whether the project which is taken by the organization, whether that organization is providing to the society benefit or not. Second, they can go for little and mirrorless approach, which means they are focused on uncommitted social income. For example, NGO funded hospitals with imported equipment. Now, NGOs will be there. Now, NGOs will try to incur any cost for society development. Now, they will try to bring the funds from the foreign countries. Now, to bring that funds, they will get in a foreign exchange. To bring that foreign exchange into India, they have to incur more expenses. To bring that and convert it into Indian currency and implement it in the project, they will convert it. For converting, they will try to incur the expenses. So, all the expenses will be called as uncommitted social income. So, whatever cost they are putting as uncommitted social income and how much benefit the society is deriving from that. Which means if a hospital is building by NGO, then each and every public will get benefit from the hospital. Yes or no? So regarding that, if they follow that approach, it is called as a little and mirrorless approach. Or else they can follow another technique called as Indian Planning Commission methodology, which means they will focus on uncommitted social income at government level. This is uncommitted social income and foreign exchange level. It is called as little and mirrorless approach. If they are following uncommitted social income at government level, it is called as Indian Planning Commission methodology. Which means if there is a example of national highway project between two remote districts, which means if they are putting a highway, if they are constructing a highway, now if there will be a toll for that particular highway between two remote districts. Now the toll charges will not be that benefited in that particular area, because the two remote areas, whoever is there, the people will not use that particular runway. But that will have a benefit to the different districts and the society. Now, whatever districts which is there surrounding that particular two remote areas, they will try to use that particular runway. For imports, for exports, the runway will be useful. So, for government perspective, that particular runway will be benefited. So, there will be a benefit. If they are using that technique, it is called as Indian Planning Commission methodology. So, for this, you have to remember the techniques. I hope it is clear. Now, next is ESG audit, which means environmental, social, governance audit. So, how well the organization is contributing to environmental responsibility, like how they are minimizing carbon emission, reducing waste, conserving resources, adopting eco-friendly technologies. Next is social responsibility, how they are treating the employees, customers and communities. Regarding government practices, how well they are giving corporate governance and ethics, including board diversity, executive competition, and how well they are understanding shareholder rights. So regarding this, evaluation will be done in ESG audit. Now, how to plan ESG audit? First, they will identify the stakeholders, understand how the stakeholders perceive their company's business activities, how stakeholders are contributing to business activities, they'll understand that. Then identify the risks and opportunities related to ESG issues. They'll do the analysis for all this. And then at last, they'll develop a plan for reporting on these issues as well as procedures for evaluating them regularly. Then they'll prepare a report. This is how ESG audit will be done. I hope it is clear. So if you are remembering what we have discussed in this particular session, that is more than enough for this particular concept of audit in different functional audits. I hope it is clear. So this is management audit in different functions. So whatever we have seen, these are the all concepts which we have in this particular unit. You have to rely on all the concepts, give a quick revision for all the concepts because one question will be tested in the examination. See, if you see, you will see the questions which are tested. See, management audit in different functions. See in question number 1. This has been tested in June 2017. Discuss the areas of corporate service and evaluation criteria used in corporate service audit. We have discussed about corporate service audit. So, you have to write how corporate service evaluation will be done. Then, question number 2, December 2024 attempt regarding corporate development audit. So, regarding corporate development audit question has been tested. Then if you see personal development, question number 3, December 2023. How do you evaluate personal development? Explain in detail. Next, if you see question number 4, environmental audit tested in MQP of December 24. So environmental audit is being questioned. Next, if you see question number 5, environmental audit, productivity audit. Regarding this, the questions are being asked. And energy audit, we have seen energy and utility audit, MQP December 24. Then see corporate social responsibility audit, June 2023 and December 2024. Question number 7. Next here also CSR committee which you have in your law regarding that question has been asked in June 2017 attempt. Then about ESG audit, merits and demerits of ESG, MQP December 24. This is also regarding ESG audit. So if you see from all the different functional audits, one question is being asked in the examination. So you have to prepare all the different functions of audits. I hope it is clear. Is this clear? Do you have any doubts in any of the concept of management audit in different functions? Guys, is everything clear? Guys, is everything clear? Balaji, yes, very clear. CMA Sundar, yes, clear. Bhanu Teja, clear, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, just a moment. So this is regarding Unit 3, Management Audit in Different functions. I hope it is clear. Now, we have completed our first unit of management audit and different functions. Now we are moving to the next unit, which is unit 4 of section B, evaluation of corporate image. Now this is a basic simple unit. Now in this I have given question 1 and question 2. Now regarding question 1 and question 2 we are going to see. See, evaluation of corporate image. Now what is question number 1? That is asked in MQP of June 2024 attempt. The question is from concept 2. Identify the major elements of corporate image. Now what does it first, the question is asking about corporate image, first you have to write what does it mean by corporate image. Corporate image refers to the perception of an organization in the minds of stakeholders. Corporate image doesn't mean the thing that organization is trying to portray itself. No. What public are thinking about the organization, that perception is called as corporate image. Now, how this corporate image will be built? No, not by organization. Organization can't go and buy it in market. No. They have to try to satisfy the customers. They have to satisfy the customers. They have to satisfy all the different interest groups. Only then the perspective of interest groups will change to the organization. They will have a better mindset. They will have a good approach towards the organization. Then there will be a good corporate image. Perception of an organization in the minds of stakeholders and the public, reflecting its reputation and identity. It represents what people envision or think when they hear the company's name. If I am telling you that this is a company and instantly in your mind, if it is coming that, oh, this company will provide good products, this company will treat its employees properly, this company will treat its customers, will give better customer services. Now, if you say like that, which means that company is having a good corporate image. Now, if you see, there are many brands. For example, if I am telling that if you are going to purchase a shirt, and many boys will think that there are many kind of brands. So if instantly in your mind the Allen Solly is coming or any other brand is coming, which means the perception you are having for that particular company brand is the corporate image which that company is having. So instantly when you are hearing the company's name, whatever the perception you are getting, that is the corporate image. A strong corporate image can provide a tangible benefit like improved customer loyalty, sales, and even higher stocks valuation. Now, what happens if an organization is having a good corporate image? Now, what will happen? See, for example, if you have a better perception of one particular brand, if you are thinking for purchasing a watch, if you are thinking that fast track watches are better, if you're thinking that iWatches are better, which means that is the perception which you are having for that particular organization, which will have the customer loyalty. Now, even one of your friends is coming and asking you, bro, I want to purchase a watch. Now, what you will prefer? Then instantly you will tell that, I'll prefer you fast track watch. Go and purchase fast track watch. That is the best watch because I'm using that. So, it will have a customer loyalty. So, always the customers want to buy only that watches. And sales will increase. You will try to recommend to your friends, your family members. Everyone will purchase from that only. And even higher stock valuation. Stock value will also get higher. So these are the tangible benefits if you are having a strong corporate image. Then what are the elements of corporate image? First, core business and financial performance. So based on financial performance also corporate image will depend upon. See if for example, if one company is having a better financial performance, which means it is having a profit for constantly 5 years or for a period of time it is having only profits, stable profits it is having, not like 1 year it is a profit, another year it is a loss, again it is profit, again it is loss. No, stable profit if it is happening, then what will happen? Investors will get a better perception. Yes, if I am investing in this particular company, then I will get a return. Even if I'm not getting a higher return, I'll get a stable return as it is having a stable profits. Now, if you're having a profits, which means the sales are becoming better, which means customers are being so loyal to you. Customers are purchasing, purchases are increasing, sales are increasing, revenue is increasing, stock prices are increasing. So all these are dependent on your financial performance. If constantly you are only suffering with losses, which means your performance of company is not good. If your company is not performing well, no customer will come to you, no investor will come to you, no fund company will come to you for funding. A financial health and operational success of a company will depend upon the corporate image. Second point, brand reputation. Based on brand, also corporate image will increase. Now, what does it call as brand? The name which you're creating for your particular thing, it is called as brand. Now, if you are providing quality products on the minimal prices, or even if you're charging high prices also, if you're giving it a better quality to the customers, and if customers are thinking that yes, even if I am spending 1,000 rupees for a shirt, it is branded because it is giving me a better quality. So based on the quality of the product, the brand will depend upon. The performance and perception of its brand referred to as the brand equity. So if brand is there, which means it is having a good corporate image. If there is no brand, which means no corporate image. Next is innovation and technology progress. If every the other day they are trying to get into the trend, they are increasing the technology, they are bringing new innovations in their products and services, then there will have a good corporate image. Then employee policies, the company's treatment towards salaried employees, how the employees are being treated in the organization. Based on that also good corporate image will depend upon. And external relations, how it is treating to its investors, how it is treating with different interest groups. Based on that also corporate image will depend upon. And market trends, public perception of trends in markets where the company operates. So all these are the elements of corporate image. I hope it is clear. Now question number 2, how to increase brand recognition. Okay, we have understood that this is corporate image and this is how corporate image will be built. But how to increase brand recognition? How to increase this corporate image? This is a board material question, can be tested in your examination. Now first is consistent branding, which means always use the same logo, same colors, same tagline everywhere for easy recognition. So if you are telling that you are trying to put a brand, now whatever logo you have, whatever name you have to use it on a constant basis. Only then public will have that perception, will be registered in their minds. Now, I don't know whether any of you in the comment section or watching live, are you car fans? If you are a fan of a car, by seeing that logo itself, you will tell what car it is. By seeing the tagline and the advertisement itself, you will tell, okay, this particular brand is going to launch a new car. With the starting of advertisement itself, many car fans will know that this advertisement is of this brand itself. So how they are trying to get that? Because the same logo, the same tagline, the same advertisement process they are following. So that is how the brand will be built. Next is strong digital presence. Always having a SEO optimized website and stay active on the social media. Always you are having a proper website. You are giving about pros, cons, about your features, everything in your website. You are being so transparent with your website, and always you are appearing in the social media. Either through TV channels, either through Instagram, either through Facebook or internet, anything, website. You are being able in the social media. Next, content marketing. Publish blogs, videos, infographics to engage with the customers. Influencer or partnerships. You are trying to take the influencer thing. Now, you will see in lot of YouTube channels and Instagram IDs, influencers do the marketing. Like they will take the payment and they'll try to market that particular product. So that's how influencer collaborate with influencers and brand to expand reach. Customer engagement, provide great service, loyalty programs and referral incentives. Now if you are referring to the other person about my product, I'll provide you incentive. So regarding that also. Public relations, get media coverage and participate in community events. You would have listened PR, So many celebrities will use this PR stunts, PR reputation, PR branding, that is called as public relations. So building public relations by going into participating in community events. Then paid advertisement like Google ads, social media ads, promotions to attract the customers. So by doing all this, you can improve your brand recognition. So this is everything about what we say corporate image. So brand, goodwill, what is called as good corporate image, what is called as bad corporate image. This is entirely about your own skill. So you can write it in your own language, but use the keywords. Keywords are important. Try to remember the keywords, and when the question is there from evaluation of corporate image, you can frame your own answer and write it. So based on brand, based on goodwill, based on customer service they are providing, based on quality of products they are providing, the corporate image will build. So entirely it is like a practical concept. So based on that you can write it in your examination. So I hope it is clear. Evaluation of corporate image. Is these two questions clear? Is it clear from the concept of evaluation of corporate image? Do you have any doubts? Any doubts from unit 2? Evaluation of corporate image. Is everything clear? Vanateja, clear ma'am. What about others? Is everything clear? Any doubts? Guys, are you there? Please be active in the chat box. So if you have any doubts, see Ms. Sundar, yes ma'am. Okay, thank you. Balaji, clear ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, we are moving on to the last unit. CML Sundar, it's very easy. Yes. Yes, it's very easy. But the thing is, this will not be tested in the examination so frequently. That's the main problem. Why you have deleted it? Yes, that's obviously the right one. It is easy topic only, but this will not be tested in the examination so frequently. This is not being tested. But yes, rarely it is being tested, so you have to prepare the topic itself. Now, information system security audit. So this is basically about the information system security, which means now all the organizations are maintaining the records in what basis? In computerized basis. So all kind of information is stored in computers, data, as system. They are storing everything on systems. So if we are maintaining records in books, how we save them? Now, similarly, if we are storing the information in security, in system, how security we are providing it, how safely we are trying to safeguard it, so that there will be no malware attacks, there will be no virus attack, there will be no hacking. So regarding these particular terms, we will listen morely into this particular unit called as information system security audit. So how well the organization is providing security to its information system, how it is safeguarding the data which is there inside the system. So regarding that, evaluation is called as information system security audit. Now, what are the three major important Super 50 questions from information system security audit? Information system security audit. Now, we have seen here question number 1, 2 and 3. Now, what is question number 1? This is from concept number 3, MQP December 24. Now, describe the steps involving in conducting an IT audit. Now, in this information system security audit, in my handwritten notes also, I have given a clear-cut analysis or the theory, everything is given in a simplified manner in handwritten notes. So, you can completely rely on handwritten notes for information system security audit. See, in information system security audit, we have two categorizations. One is called as IT security audit and the other is called as IS audit. IS audit. Now, what is mean by IT security audit and IS audit? IT security audit is information technology security audit. So, what is IT how the information technology is there and how they are trying to safeguard or securitize that. Regarding that, evaluation is called as IT security audit. Now, what is IS audit? Information system security audit. So we have two: information system security and information technology audit. So in technology audit, we are only going to do the evaluation about how what kind of softwares we are using for safeguarding the information technology. Now, whatever information we have, how technology advancement we are using, how we are safeguarding it, what policies we are using, how data services we are using, how that what we say in the computer languages, whatever we use as firewalls, whatever network LANs we are using. So all these are regarding the process system securities which we are using in information technology. And here in information system security audit, we will go beyond the information safeguard. Beyond that, we will try to do the evaluation of who is having the access for this information system, who is creating this particular system. Now, what are the duties and roles of system administrators and users are defined and implemented. So, who are using this information? What are the roles and duties of the administrators who are handling this information? So, regarding that also we'll do the assessment. So, there is a small difference between IT security audit and information system security audit that you have to remember. Now, here they have asked about IT security audit. So, entirely it will be about information technology system. The steps in IT security audit. A cyber security audit consists of 5 steps. Now, what are these 5 steps? First, define the objectives. For what purpose you are going to do the audit for. Establish a clear goals for the audit. Ensure objectives align with the business priorities. Now, what business want? Based on that only you are going to do the audit. Key consideration: which systems and services to test. Now, what system we are going to test? What services we are going to test? Include digital infrastructure, physical security, or both. Am I going for physical security or am I going for infrastructure? Assess disaster recovery readiness and compliance with the regulations. Whether they are complying with the regulations of information safeguarding and whether there is a disaster recovery or not. Which means if suddenly virus attack is there, whether they have a proper plan for safeguarding it from virus attack, or if there is a sudden hacking, whether they have a hacking system or not to retrieve the data. So regarding that, the audit will be done. First, you will define the objective. Second, you will plan the audit. Step 2, define the roles and responsibilities of the audit team. So how many team members will be there? Each and every one, what they are going to do it. Set the schedule and methodology for the evaluation. So how evaluation will be done? Who is going to do the what? Document and communicate the audit plan to relevant stakeholders. So whoever stakeholders are there, you will document and discuss about the plan. If they have told any changes, you will try to make the changes about it. Next, perform the auditing work. This is execution stage. Conduct security scans on IT resources like file sharing, databases, SaaS applications. Then review user access rights, network security and system configurations. Interview employees to assess security awareness and policy adherence. So regarding all this, you will conduct the survey, you will do the security analysis and you will execute the plan which is made. And after planning and execution, you will try to report the results. Document security risk and vulnerabilities, provide recommendations to address the weakness and submit findings to the management or regulatory body. You'll prepare a report, you'll do the risk assessment, you'll sit and talk with the management and that report will be finalized and given to the management or the regulatory body. After giving the report, you will not be silent. You will try to take the necessary actions, which means whatever plan you have given, whatever the report you have given, whether the organization is implementing the remediation activities or not, you will try to do the analysis. Implement remediation procedures for security flaws. Conduct security training for the employees. Strengthen infrastructure with new technologies and best practices. Monitor systems regularly for security risk. So it is not a one-time process. It is a continuous process. So we have 5 steps of IT security audit. First, you will define the objective. Second, you will do the planning. Third is performing the auditing work. Fourth is reporting the results. And fifth is take the necessary actions. I hope it is clear. So this is regarding the question number 1. Now, question number 2, which has been tested in June 2024 attempt. Enumerate and explain the information system audit approaches, which is IAS audit approaches. We have 3 approaches for it. First is auditing around the computer, auditing through the computer, and auditing with the computer. Now, what is called as auditing around the computer, which means you will not focus on the process or logic. Now, why we are taking this, why we are taking that? No. We are only going to do the assessment about the input and output of the data. Regarding only input and output only, if we are going to do the assessment, that is called as auditing around the computer. Focuses on verifying the accuracy of input and output data without examining internal processing. So how processes are being done in that particular system, what is the logic behind the process which they have taken. We are not going to concern about anything. We are only going to assess about input data and output data. That's it. When it is suitable when auditors lack technical expertise. If they don't know how to do it, then only they'll check about input and output. Then you have to go in detail about processing logic and all. Or when reliance is placed on user controls instead of computer controls. So when user controls are being used, then also they'll follow this auditing around the computer approach. Best used when the system is simple with a clear audit trail and minimal risk of error. Input transaction are processed in batch mode with the traditional control methods, and application uses a well-tested and widely used software package from a reputed vendor. If the organization is using all this, then we can go for auditing around the computer. Now, what are the limitations? Because we are not going in detail and checking about processing logic and all, it will do not assess about the system adaptability to changes. Now, if we are checking about processing and all, okay, if there is any malware, if there is any virus attack, if there is any hacking, if there is any problem, then we know how to rectify it. But we are not going to assess about all that. We are only assessing about input and output. So if there is any problem, we don't know what to do with it. That is auditing around the computer. Next is ineffective for complex systems. When this is useful, only if the system is simple with a clear audit trail. If it is simple, then this is useful. If it is complex, this auditing around the computer is not useful for the organization. I hope the first approach is clear. Second approach, auditing through the computer, which means after this, the next step. Here in this auditing through the computer, we will try to do the assessment of input, output and processing logic. Involves evaluating system logic, software and data integrity. We'll check about each and everything. How the software is there, what kind of software is there, what kind of process is used in the system, what is the logic behind the processing, what is the data, whether data is trustful or not. Regarding each and everything, we'll do the assessment. Requires technical expertise in system development, hardware and operating system. Because we will go in detail about each and every factor, the audit team should have a technical expertise. Key aspects. Compliance and substantive tests are conducted on computer system. We will do the test basis and we'll try to evaluate it. Helps assess the reliability and effectiveness of system controls. We will be able to know whether we can entirely rely on the system controls or not. Time consuming, but provides detailed insight. Yes, going in detail and checking about each and every aspect, it is time consuming. But we will get about detailed insight. We'll get about every information because we are doing auditing through the computer. Into system security and data processing accuracy. I hope it is clear. Next is auditing with the computer, which means by using computer software, if we are doing the audit, it is called as auditing with the computer. Uses computer programs as audit tools to analyze the large database. So where the data is stored? Inside the computer. How we are doing the audit? By using data software, we are doing the audit. So we are using computer programs and doing the audit. The auditor retrieves data in an independent environment for examination using audit software. By using software, we'll do the examination. Applicable when large volume of data make manual verification impractical. If there is large volume of data, I can't sit and check the cross verify. Okay, this is there, this is right, this is there, this is right. I can't do that. So what I'll do, I will download a software which can do the audit and it will tell about anything. If there is any problem in between, it will give an error code. Then I'll change the program. It will again start the audit. There are gaps in the audit trail requiring specialized tools to identify the discrepancies. So a manual person can't know about where the logic is there. So if I'm using a software, it will tell me. So in that if that's the case, then auditing with the computer will be helpful. So these are the three approaches in IS audit. Information system audit, three approaches. What are those three? Auditing around the computer, auditing through the computer, and auditing with the computer. I hope it is clear. Now, question number 3, which has been tested in December 2023 attempt. What is cyber security and computer forensics? Explain the difference between two. Now, what does it mean by cyber security and what is meant by computer forensics? Nothing but simple. Now, what is cyber security? You are trying to protect and prevent the data or the system from any virus attack, from any hacking, from any cyber crime. So, we are priorly taking the steps to prevent our data, to prevent our information, to prevent our system from any cyber attack. So, preventive step is called as cyber security. Now, what is computer forensics? After there is error, after there is a breach, after there is a what we say any hacking or something like that, after the information has been stolen, as an investigative mechanism, if you are trying to retrieve the data and find out where the flaw is, it is called as computer forensics. That is the main difference. I hope it is clear. Cyber security, the practice of protecting system, network and data from digital attacks, unauthorized access and damage. It involves implementing measures and protocols to prevent cyber threats and ensure the confidentiality, integrity and availability of information. As a preventive measure, if we are trying to control or protect our system, network or data from any digital attack or damage, it is called as cyber security. Now, what is computer forensics? The process of recovering, analyzing and preserving data from computer system, network and digital devices, often for a purpose of investigating cybercrime or data breaches. Data breach has already happened. Cybercrime has already happened. After that, as an investigative mechanism, we are trying to do the analysis or recovery or preserving data. Then that process is called as computer forensics. I hope it is clear. Now, what are the differences? Cyber security focuses on prevention of cyber attack and data breaches, whereas computer forensic focuses on recovery of lost or encrypted data often related to a crime. Crime has happened, the data has been lost. To recover that, if you are doing any process, it is called as computer forensics. Now, what is the nature of work? Cyber security is a proactive, aims to prevent incidents from occurring, whereas computer forensics is a reactive, response after cyber incident or data loss. Primary goal of cyber security is to create secure system and network to prevent the breaches, whereas computer forensics to uncover and preserve the data, often from criminal investigation. So after crime has happened, we are trying to preserve our data. Industrial involved, broad application across IT systems, business and governance. They all use cyber security. Whereas mostly law enforcement, legal investigations and corporate data recovery follows computer forensics because they are trying to do the investigation and retrieve the data. Examples of tasks: implementing secure passwords, setting up firewalls, penetration testing, recovering data from suspect's device, identifying digital evidence in criminal cases. What is approach? It is defensive approach, protective approach and preventive approach. What is the cyber security? Whereas computer forensics is an investigative approach, reconstructive approach and evidence gathering approach. When it is applied, cyber security is applied before or during a potential cyber threat. Whereas computer forensics is after a cyber incident has occurred, we will go for computer forensics. I hope it is clear. So these are the 3 Super 50 questions from Information System Security Audit. I hope it is clear. Now, so far, whatever we have seen, is it clear? Do you have any doubts? We have completed the Super 50 questions for both Section A Cost Audit and Section B Management Audit in different functions, or Management Audit. Section B Management Audit, in which today's class we have completed Management Audit in different functions, Evaluation of Corporate Image and Information System Security Audit. Is it clear? Did you understand what questions are being asked and what will you write in the examination as an answer? Is it clear? Do you have any doubts? Guys, is it clear? Banu Teja. Yes, clear, ma'am. Thank you, Banu Teja. What about others? Is it clear? CMA Sundar, no doubt. I think the last 2 attempts they tested in this topic. Yes. Yes. They have tested from Information System Security Audit. Whatever we have discussed the questions, those questions they have tested in last attempts in new syllabus. Balaji, very clear from your side and we shall have to review and prepare. Yes, Balaji, that's absolutely right. When you see the concepts which we have are very easy to understand. The entire cost and management audit is easy to understand. But to attempt in the examination, you have to prepare because the keywords which we have, you have to remember that keywords. You have to revise it again and again. Only then you will be able to present it in the examination. For this particular subject of cost and management audit, understanding is very, very easy. Even if you're not taking classes, even if you're going for self-preparation, you'll understand it. But you need to know the technique, how to present it in the examination, how to write this in the examination. And you need to understand, okay, from this, it is this. And this is in this way. So to understand that purpose only, you are coming for the classes. And that much of clarity I'm trying to provide it to you. And I think I'm doing justice in providing that clarity to you and making you understand the concepts. Revising again and again and doing a practice of the question and answers are very, very important. Only then you will be able to write it in the examination. So take a note, take your pen, try to do a verification, try to write the answers. So only then you will understand how you will be able to write it in the examination when these questions are being tested. I hope it is clear. Thank you. Now we are moving on to the next topic or next section, which is section C. Internal control, internal audit and other related issues. Operational audit and other related issues. Now, this unit is also very, very simple section. You already have this topic in your intermediate. So that is only being repeated again. So this is also a simple one. Operational audit is not there for you, but internal control, internal audit is already there in your CMA Inter. Now, we are going for the section C, unit 1, internal control and internal audit. Now, what are the questions which are important from internal control and internal audit? Unit 1, internal control and internal audit. First, question number 1. Question number 1 is from concept number 9 and this has been tested in MQP December 2024 attempt. Now, what is this? Explain briefly about the scope of internal control. So, they have asked us a question about the scope of internal control. Now, what does it mean by scope? Which means the entire coverage of internal control. Now, what is internal control first? What is internal control? First, you will write what is internal control. First, you write what is internal control. Now, what is internal control? Internal control are systematic and procedural steps adopted by an organization to mitigate risk, especially in financial accounting and reporting, operational process, and in compliance with the laws and regulations. So, what all we have? We have financial aspects, we have costing aspects, we have operational process, and we have compliance requirements. So in all these four financial, costing, operation and compliance requirements, whatever policies and procedures or systematic and procedural steps that the organization is adopting to reduce the risk in these particular four aspects, those kind of systematic and procedural steps are called as internal controls. So nothing but the management will be there in the organization. That management will take some steps, build some policies and procedures inside the organization to reduce the risk in the perspectives of financial, costing, operation and compliance requirements. In all these four, whatever risks are there, to reduce them, they'll put a rule. They'll put a strict policy inside the organization, which are called as internal controls. Why these internal controls are there in the organization? To strengthen the organization system and process. Now, whatever process is there, whatever organization system is there, to strengthen that, this particular internal controls are there, and to prevent and detect errors and irregularities. For this purpose, management will build internal controls in the organization. I hope it is clear. Now, here they have asked for scope of internal control. Now, whatever we have discussed as introduction, that you will write the first, and then you will write the scope of internal control. Now, first, the scope. Internal control does not only cover about the procedural or systematic steps which are taken by the organization to prevent the aspects of financial, costing, operational and compliance. It not only has the focus on that particular area, but it also has the focus on four different categories. Now, what are those four main categories of internal control scope? First is administrative control. Second is operational control. Third, financial and accounting control. And fourth is compliance control. Now, what is financial control? Whatever we have seen, financial and accounting controls concerned with safeguarding assets, preventing and detecting fraud in financials, ensuring the accuracy and completeness of accounting records, and preparing reliable financial reports on time. So for this purpose, if organization is taking any procedural or systematic steps, then it is called as financial and accounting control. Second, what we have seen, operational control. Operational control implemented through management accounting techniques such as budgetary control, standard costing to ensure operational efficiency. So management are trying to put some procedural steps or systematic steps to increase the operational efficiency by taking the steps like budgetary control and standard costing. So these kind of steps and processes called as operational control. And the third is administrative control. Now, what is administrative control? The steps which the organization is taking to reduce the risk in the management, whatever the decision making process within the management is there. So, for that, to reduce the risk, if they are taking any steps, then that steps and process is called as administrative control. For example, maintaining records of customer interactions by sales staff. So, there might be a risk there. For that, they are putting some steps. That is called as administrative control. Fourth is compliance control. Focus on ensuring that the organization complies with laws, regulations, and industry standards. These controls ensure adherence to intellectual property laws, data privacy regulations, and other relevant legal regulations. So whatever compliance requirement is there within the organization, to ensure that everything is complied with and there is no risk of non-compliance if the management are taking any procedural steps, then that is called as compliance control. So what is the wider scope of internal control? It focuses on financial control, administrative control, operational control, and compliance control. I hope it is clear. So this is the entire scope of internal control. I hope it is clear. So question number 1 is clear. Now, question number 2. Now, what is question number 2? Has been tested in June 2024 attempt. Explain briefly about the adequacy of internal control, which means when internal control is there, in this internal control, what kind of aspects are there to have this internal control be implemented in the organization? So that is called as adequacy of internal control. The auditor should obtain an understanding of accounting system sufficient to identify and understand major class of transactions, manner of initiation of transactions, significant accounting records, and supporting documents. Now what they are telling? Now whoever the internal auditor is there, he will come and check regarding the internal controls of the organization, which means management, they are already building some steps to mitigate the risk. For that purpose itself, management are having a doubt whether they have built the steps which are okay, which are enough for the organization. To know about that, they have recruited an employee called as internal auditor. Now he will come and do the assessment about the internal controls. He will come and check whether whatever the management has put as policies and procedures, whether are they enough to prevent the entire organization, or they can be better policies and procedures, or they can take the more steps to prevent the risk. Regarding that, who will check? Internal auditor will check. Now, as a person of auditor, internal auditor, he should have a clear-cut understanding about the entire accounting system in the organization. Because in this scope, we have seen as financial and accounting control is also an aspect of internal control. Yes or no? So, now, auditors should have an accounting system knowledge and understanding to identify and understand about transactions, how they are being initiated in the organization, about significant accounting records and their supporting documents. To know about all that, he needs to have an understanding. Internal control, so far as financial accounting aspect are concerned, aims at the following. So, these are the points in which internal control will focus on. What are those? First, providing the flow of work through various stages. So, internal control will ensure that stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4. There is a process flow. If even in middle, if there is any gap, if there is any error, then the entire process will stop. It will ensure that. So, to ensure that no stoppage is there in the entire process, there is a flow of work. We will be able to ensure that through internal audit, providing the flow of work through various stages. Second point, there should be proper segregation of personal duties so that no single person can be in a position to handle the whole of work from the beginning to end. Now, so what will happen if one person is dealing with the same work from beginning to end? What will happen? He will be in a position, he will be in more of burden that he has to take the entire process under his head, on top of his head. He has to work on the entire process. Now, what will happen? Even in middle, if he has intentionally or unintentionally, willfully or unwillfully, if he has committed any error, we will not know about it. Then how will we know about it? After completion of entire process, we have to go for process audit. Then only we will be able to understand whether there is an error or not. So that internal control is telling us you will not assign or give the work to one person. Only that person will be there from start to end. No, you will not give like that. Then how the work should be segregated? Third point. Adequate documentation should be made. No. How the segregation of personal work should be there? There will be a shift-wise work will be allocated to the employees. which means first shift, there will be another employee. After that, he will transfer his work to the next employee and he will continue the work. After that, the next person will come. After that, the next person will come. So what's happening here? We are trying to break down the work and we are segregating to different personnel. Now, if the previous shift worker unintentionally has committed any error, now he is passing on his work to the next employee. Now he will again start that work only. Now he will easily understand that there is an error. Now what he will do? He will try to rectify that error. Then he will pass on to the next person. So immediately error rectification is happening. So that's what internal control is telling us. Next is adequate documentation should be made at each stage of work. At each stage of work, adequate documentation should be there. The transactions are recorded with appropriate amount and in timely manner. When the transaction is happening, you will record it. And that too as per applicable accounting policies and procedures. Next, the assets should be properly safeguarded. Safeguard the assets. The access to assets should be restricted only to the authorized persons. Building up a system to detect the frauds and errors automatically without much loss of time. There should be efficient management information system. Minimize the losses and wastage. Employees should be encouraged to do good work and comply with the procedures. Special attention should be given to the disgruntled employees. So all these are the steps to be taken in the internal control when you are going for the assessment of which aspect? Financial and accounting aspect. So this is regarding the adequacy of internal control. I hope it is clear. Now, there will be a major question which I have listened from many of the students. Ma'am, should we remember all these points? Try to remember as much as possible. If you are only remembering 5 points, go and write 5 points and come. If you are being able to remember all the points, try to remember all the points and go and write and come. Now, what will be the maximum points which we have to write in the examination? Try to write around 6 to 7 points. That's more than enough. Here we have 10 points. Try to remember 6 points, as anyways you will write the definition of internal control and you will write about some points regarding internal control and you will write this point. So 5-6 points is more than enough. I hope it is clear. Question number 2 done. Now question number 3. Question number 3. Necessity of internal audit. Why for any organization internal audit is necessary? Internal control, why it is necessary, we have seen. Internal control, why it is necessary? To identify about the work, to have a proper flow of work, to have a proper segregation of work, to safeguard the assets. For all these purposes, we need internal control. We got an idea. Now, why internal audit is necessary? Improvement of internal controls. Whatever internal controls are there, whether they are sufficient for the organization or do we have to improve it? To know about that, we have to do the audit. Identifies weakness in the system, providing opportunities for correction. Second point, detection of errors and frauds. If there is any errors or frauds, regarding that to detect, internal audit is required. Detects issues promptly and suggests the rectification measures. Next, resource misuse prevention. Monitors resource used to reduce the unnecessary expenses. Reliance by the external auditors, which means if any other auditors are there, like statutory auditor or any other external auditor, now if they are coming and doing the audit for the organization, then you need to assess about each and everything. Now what they will do, they'll completely rely upon the internal audit report. Now if internal audit report, now who will do the internal audit? Internal employee will do the audit. Now, as an internal employee will do the internal audit, we are trying to rectify our own errors and frauds rather than waiting for a statutory auditor to come and do the audit. Now, if we are waiting for so far and if statutory auditor is finding that we have errors and frauds or if we have any resource misuse, now what will happen? We are bound to go to penalty. We will have to pay the penalty. So to prevent from non-compliance, to prevent from penalty damages, what we are doing? We are going for internal audit. So if there is any statutory auditor or any other external auditor, they can completely rely upon internal audit report. So it will reduce their audit time. Next is ongoing vigilance. This is not a one-time process. Ongoing process will be there. Internal auditors ensure that employees keep books updated and maintain compliance. And it is an independent review. Even an internal audit is done by an internal employee, he needs to have a neutral perspective, which means he should not be so concerned about the management or the person who is working in the management. No, he should have an independent perspective, neutral perspective. Only then he will be appointed as an internal auditor. Officers are unbiased examination of operations and business practices. So this is the necessity of internal audit. Improvement of internal controls, detection of errors and frauds, resource misuse prevention, reliance by external auditor, ongoing vigilance and independent review. Now, I hope this question is also understood by you. A major doubt which many of my students have asked, ma'am, in your concept book or in your workbook or in your handwritten notes, you have given everything with headings. So how I have framed it, entire my book will be based on headings. So heading will be there, explanation will be there. Heading, explanation, which means I have given some heading for each and every point. Now, what's the purpose of giving it? Some students will have that capacity of understanding or revising the entire concept with headings. Now, if I am only seeing this heading, I know what's there here. If I'm seeing this heading, I know what's there here. So I need not to learn everything. What I can do, I can just focus on these headings. So it will have my quick revision. I'll be able to do quick revision if I'm only remembering the headings. And in the examination, what I'll do, I'll write the headings correctly. And inside whatever content is there, I'll try to frame it on my own words. This is how I will do it. Now, if you have the same capacity of doing it, then do it in the same way. Or else, what you can do, you can avoid the headings. Headings are not important. The content is important. Many students will get confused. Ma'am, do we have to compulsorily write the heading and the content? No. You can remember the content, you can remember the context, whatever it is that, and you can write it in point-wise manner. Point-wise manner is important. Heading is not important. If you're putting heading and writing the content, it's more benefit to you. So even the examiner will not learn about everything. He will not have much time to read everything. So you are writing as headings. So as you revise, the invigilator also will check the headings and he will give you marks. So that will be one benefit for you. But if you are not being able to remember both heading as well as the content, it's getting more difficult to you, then just remember the content, that's more than enough. I hope that's clear. I have listened many doubts from students for that. So I hope it's clear. Question number 3 is done. Now, last question from unit 1 of internal control and internal audit. Question number 5. Now, what is this question number 5? We'll see. Now, this is from a concept of internal audit under Companies Act 2013. Internal audit under Companies Act 2013. Actually, this is not from unit 1 but from unit 2. In unit 1, you have a basic introduction about what is internal control, what is internal audit, what is the difference between internal control and internal audit. Regarding those concepts you have. In your unit 2 of section C, you have operational audit and internal audit under Companies Act 2013. So how different internal audits have been told. So what is internal audit according to COSO report? What is the connection between internal audit and CARO? What is the connection between internal audit and the Companies Act 2013? Regarding this concept, you have in unit 2. But what I have done, I have brought all the concepts to unit 1. Because in unit 1, you are learning about internal control, internal audit. So as a continuation, I have given all these topics in unit 1 itself. So unit 2, it's only regarding operational audit. No connection of internal audit is given there. So that's also one clarity. Now question number 5. KPC Private Limited took a consortium loan in 2022 and 23 amounting to 80 crores, of which State Bank of India is the leading bank for setting up a new plant in Haldia. So they have taken a loan from State Bank of India to establish a new plant in Haldia, which company? KPC Private Limited, in the year 22-23, and the amount is for 80 crores. I hope it is clear. During the year 2020 and 21, the previous year, this is the current year, this is the previous year. This is previous year, this is more previous year. Its outstanding loan was 70 crores, of which repayment was made in the year 2022-23 to the extent of 70 crores. So previously we have a loan of 70 crores, from which in this year of 2022 and 23 we have repaid of 20 crores. So what is the balance loan? 50 crores. Should KPC Private Limited conduct an internal audit as per Companies Act 2013? So now we will see the provision for internal audit under Companies Act 2013. This you already have in your law. See, company is required to appoint an internal auditor. As per section 138, read with rule 13 of Companies Accounts Rules 2014, every listed company. Here in this question, is this a listed company? No. What is this company? Private limited company. Now, next, every listed company. Unlisted public company. For unlisted public company, the company is meeting one of the following criteria. Not all the criteria. If one it is meeting, it's more than enough. Now, to remember this, I will tell you a chitka. Accepted deposits 25 crores or more at any time during the preceding financial year. Paid up share capital 50 crores or more during preceding financial year. Outstanding loans and borrowings from banks or public financial institution exceeding 100 crores at any time during the preceding financial year. Turnover of 200 crores or more during the preceding financial year. So what you can remember it as? Deposits, share capital, outstanding loans and turnover. DSOT. If you have any other acronym, you can use that. Okay. Now what is deposits? 25 crores at any point of time in the preceding financial year. And paid up share capital 50 crores during the preceding financial year. Outstanding loans and borrowings from banks or public financial institutions of 100 crores or more at any time during the preceding financial year. And turnover of 200 crores or more during the preceding financial year. This is 25, this is 50, this is 100 and this is 200. Everything is of crores. This is at any time, this is at any time. This is preceding financial year, preceding financial year. I hope it is clear. Now, for private company. For private company, we only have two. One is outstanding loans and borrowings and next is turnover. So what you will do, you will eliminate the first two. Deposits, paid up share capital is not there. Outstanding loans and borrowings, turnover. What is the limit? Same limit, 100 and 200. For what it is there for preceding financial year and what is there for the any time in the preceding financial, same. Turnover of 200 crores or more during the preceding financial year. Outstanding loans or borrowings exceeding 100 crores at any time during the preceding financial year. I hope it is clear. So this is regarding the limits. Now, if we come back to this question, we have gotten enough clarity that it is private limited company. For private limited company, we have two limits. One is outstanding loans and borrowings and next is turnover. Is anywhere in this question they talked about turnover? No, they haven't given any information about turnover. So we have to depend upon deposits. Outstanding loans and deposits. Outstanding loans and borrowings. Sorry, not deposits, outstanding loans and borrowings. Now, here, how much loan it was there in the preceding financial year? 70 crores, in which they have paid 20 crores. So balance loan is 50 crores. And also they have taken another loan of 80 crores. So as per section 138, first you will write the provision, next analysis and then conclusion. As per section 138 of Companies Act 2013, private company must conduct an internal audit if it meets the either of the following criteria. Any one, you have to mention that clearly, any one of the following criteria. Turnover of 200 crores or more, outstanding loans or borrowings from banks, financial institutions exceeding 100 crores. Now, what is the analysis? In 21-22, the company had an outstanding loan of 70 crores. Okay. In 22-23, company took an additional loan of 80 crores, making a total borrowings of 150 crores. Okay. After repaying 20 crores, the balance borrowing is 130 crores. So it is more than 100 crores. Yes, we have done the analysis. Now conclusion. Since KPC Private Limited has outstanding borrowings of exceeding 100 crores, it is mandatorily required to conduct an internal audit under Companies Act 2013. I hope it is clear. So this is question number 5. I hope it is clear. Did this be tested in the examination? Board material question? No. This hasn't been tested so far. But similar to this, it has been tested in December 2017, I guess. So one practical question has been tested from Internal Audit under Companies Act 2013. They have given this type of limits only. Outstanding loans, turnover, paid up share capital, and outstanding loans and borrowings, and they have given. So why I have included this? Because these type of questions can be tested in your examination. So I have included it. When we're discussing practicals, we'll go to that. Okay? I hope it's clear. Now, this is from the Unit 1 of Section C, Internal Control and Internal Audit. Is it clear so far? Any doubts? Is it clear? Any doubts? Guys, is it clear? Any doubts so far? Pavan, yes ma'am, clear. Thank you, Pavan. What about others? Is it clear? Manuteja, clear ma'am. Thank you, Manuteja. What about others? Please be active in the chat box so that I'll be assured that yes, you're listening and yes, you're understanding the concepts. That's the main purpose of coming to life. So that if you have any instant doubts, you can ask for the clarification. If you need any further more explanation, I can provide the further explanation. So that's the main reason we have come for life. CMA Sundar, yes ma'am, clear. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, we are moving on to the last So we are moving on to the last schedule for today, last unit for today's schedule, which is operational audit. From section C, internal control, internal audit, and operational audit and other related issues. Unit 2, operational audit. First question, second question, and concept number 13. We'll see it. Operational audit. Question number 1. Now, what is question number 1? This has been tested in December 2024 attempt from concept number 5. You are appointed to conduct an operational audit for a company. How do you prepare for such? Balaji and Clearman. Thank you, Balaji. You are appointed to conduct an operational audit for a company. How do you prepare for such operational audit and what are the objectives of operational audit? So first you will write what is operational audit. What is operational audit? Now what is operational audit? Here it is nothing but operations. What are operations? Inside the organization, how it is working. It is called as operations. Now what is audit? Verification of something. So combination of operational audit. The auditor is trying to do the verification or examination of how effectively operations are being performed in the organization. The process of which is called as operational audit. I hope it is clear. And in this particular operational audit, the auditor will do the analysis or assessment about the operational efficiency and he will check whether the operation which is done in the organization, whether it is the best operation, whether there is any better alternative operation available or not. Regarding that, evaluation will be done. And this process is called as operational audit. I hope it is clear. An operational audit, often referred to as value for money audit, which means how operations will be done without any money. It will run like that only? No. For operations, the management has to put some money. The organization has to put some money. Now, I am putting money for this particular operation. Now, how effectively it is performing? How much value I am getting from that operations? So regarding that evaluation, so we are telling operational audit as a value for money audit. Is an organized approach to improving an organization's efficiency and effectiveness. It focuses on whether the organization is operating optimally in terms of resource usage, production, decision-making process. So how operations are working? Operations related to production, operations related to resource utilization, operations related to decision-making. Regarding all these things, how management are performing, how organization is performing regarding that evaluation. Unlike financial audit, which focuses on verifying the accuracy of financial statements, operational audit are concerned why the business is performing the way it is. Why my operations are only like this? Why production is happening like this only? Is this the best production happening? Is this the best decision which is taken? Regarding this, the evaluation will be done. And that is called as operational audit. In this operational audit, we are going to assess about the planning, organizing, directing and controlling. I hope it is clear. First, you will write about the operational audit definition. Then, what they have asked you. Now, you are appointed to conduct an operational audit. Okay, first you will write what is operational audit. Then, how do you prepare for such operational audit? Now, when you are doing operational audit, how are you going to do it? Regarding that also, we have approaches in operational audit. Now, how operational audit will be conducted? It can be conducted through approaches. We have two approaches. One is active approach and the next is passive approach. Now, what is active approach? If we are focusing on preventing wasteful activities, aims to reduce revenue leakage and cutting down cost, enhances the business performance through proactive measure. If you are trying to improve the business performance, if you are trying to cut down the cost, if you are trying to prevent from wastage, if you are trying from revenue leakage, if for all this consideration, with all this consideration, if we are doing any evaluation, then it is called as active approach. Then what is passive approach? We will not be focused on any of these categories. Typically aligns with compliance and risk-based audit. We are only focused on risk assessment and we are only focused on compliance. May not provide a comprehensive view of operational risk, often limited to assessing risk without integration operational improvement. Here we are not trying to improve the business performance, but we are trying to prevent it. Okay, if I am doing this, is there any risk? We will try to mitigate the risk. But we are not trying to improve the business performance. The improvement of business performance, cutting down of cost, everything will be done in active approach. But in passive approach, whatever the production is there, we are trying to reduce the risk from that. So we are following a risk-based audit. I hope it is clear. So these are the approaches of operational audit. So preparation for operational audit, you can follow two approaches. One is active approach and next is passive approach. You will write that. Next, what are the objectives of operational audit? Now, objectives of operational audit are given by W.E. Deming under his name itself. On his name itself, he has specified the objectives. Now, what are the objectives which are given in operational audit is D. D is detailed understanding of existing process to suggest the improvement. E is eliminate waste and duplication of work. M is merge operations or process to reduce the turnaround time. I is improve quality, volume and revenue. N, new methods, new techniques, new devices to better results or throughput. And G is govern 4 F's, man, machine, method, money. So these are the objectives of operational audit. What are the objectives? First, detailed understanding about current operations. Second, eliminating wasteful activities. Third, merging all the operations so that we'll try to reduce the time. Fourth, improve the quality, volume and the revenue of the organization. Fifth, new methods, new process so that our entire throughput will increase. G is governing man, machine, method and money. which means whatever resources are available, we are governing the resources. So these are the objectives of operational audit. I hope it is clear. So I'll write the objectives of operational audit. DEMING. DIM. I hope it is clear. So this is question number 1. Next is question number 2. Question number 2 from concept number 12. MQP December 2024 attempt. Explain the advantages of audit working papers. Now, in this operational audit, the first few concepts are about operational audit, which means what is operational audit, what are its objectives, what are its advantages, disadvantages, what are approaches, which means how operational audit will be done by approaches, active, passive approach. Then how operational audit will be conducted, key steps in conducting, and what techniques can be used in operational audit. These are some few concepts which are related to operational audit. Now, after coming from that, we have 4 major concepts, nothing but 5 concepts. In 5 concepts, one concept is about audit. How audit can be conducted. First, audit can be conducted based on continuous audit or final audit. Now, what does it mean by continuous audit? Which means audit will be conducted throughout the year. Throughout the year, audit will be conducted. Now, why the audit is being conducted throughout the year? If right after the financial year completes, they need a audit report, or if they have to take the decision making, then for that purpose, if they are trying to do the audit throughout the year. So whenever transactions are happening, the audit will be done. And how this will be done on daily basis? No, it will be done based on monthly or fortnight. Now what is fortnight? 15 days once. So for this, entire audit team will be staying in the office all the time for doing the audit. I hope it is clear. Now what is final audit? After completion of books of accounts, after closure of books of accounts, all the books of accounts will be handed over to the auditor, and then he will start the audit. In that particular case, the final audit will be done. Now, when continuous audit will be done, for what organizations it is suitable? When the internal control systems are weak and if there are high volume of transactions. If transactions are very much, after completion of books of accounts, if we are giving for audit, then it will take long time to do the audit. So in that particular scenario, we'll go for continuous audit. And if internal control systems are very weak, policies and procedures are not taken properly, in that case, they can go for continuous audit. And what is final audit? If internal control systems are strong and transactions are manageable, then we'll go for final audit. So these are the 2 kinds of audit, continuous audit and final audit. Now, other than that, we have other concepts which is called as audit engagement letter, audit program, audit working papers, audit notebook. All these 4 are important to some extent because this being asked in the examination, so you have to learn these 4. Now, in Super 50 questions, I have given about the audit working papers. Question number 2, audit working papers. Now, what is audit working paper? We'll see. Now, what are audit working papers? Audit working papers, often simply referred to as working papers, are formal documents and records that auditors prepare and maintain during the audit process. They serve as a comprehensive documentation of audit procedures performed, evidence obtained, and conclusions reached by the auditor. Now, even though you will learn this, but there will be a lot of confusion to the students about what is audit program, what is audit working papers, what is notebook. Regarding this 3, there will be a lot of confusion. So I'll give you the enough clarity about it. See, we are taking an example for this. Now, for example, if your mom is asking you to go for a grocery shop, now you are going for grocery shopping as your mom told. Now, what is your audit program? What is audit program? What you are going to do? in your particular work. It is called as audit program. Now we are taking this as an example. Now, what is audit program? Your mom asks you to buy one milk packet, some kgs of sugar, and some vegetables, and as everyone's favorite, Maggie packets, and some juice, and some biscuits, and many other things. So she have given you a list. So all that has to be done. So this is written as a checklist format. In the first unit, section A, cost audit, we have seen audit program. Yes or no? Audit program is given as a checklist. For each and every element of cost, we have written checklist. So this is written in a checklist format. Either in a note or in your phone notebook. You'll write everything so that you'll remember everything. Now, you will go to shop and you will buy each and everything. Milk, sugar, vegetables, Maggi, juice, biscuits. You will tick everything. Okay, I have bought the milk, tick it. I have bought the vegetables, tick it. I have bought the sugar, tick it. Checklist. It is called as audit program. Now, what is audit working papers? Audit working papers are formal documents prepared and maintained during the audit process. So, in this audit process, when you are going for this program, when you're doing the audit, as a proof of showing this, as an evidence obtained, and as the procedures are performed, that you are proving that, yes, I have gone to shop for buying milk, for buying sugar, for buying vegetables, I have gone to shop. You're proving that I have performed the work. And you are collecting the evidence and you are giving the conclusions. For that purpose, you are preparing your own record, which is called as audit working papers. It is also a formal document. There is a proper format of maintaining it. Now, in this example, if you see audit working papers as an evidence to show your mom what you are doing. See, for example, your mom asked you to buy a milk packet. Now, for example, we'll put a brand for it. Now, Amul milk, your mom asks you to purchase Amul milk, Amul packet milk. But the shop which you have went to purchase groceries, in that grocery shop, Amul packet is not there. Other than that, different brand packet is there. Different brand is there. Now, to show your mom as a proof, what you will do? You will take a photo. Only this is available. Amul is not there in the entire packet. Now that fridge box will be there, no? For that you will take an entire photo. That photo will be acting as the performance you have performed, and you will use this as an evidence to show your mom. So this is called as audit working paper. So that will be stored in a document. And then your mom has asked for sugar of 1 kg. But in that particular shop, only half kg sugar is available. 1 kg sugar is not available. It is out of stock. Now, as a proof, what you will take? You will take a note from the supplier that only half kg sugar is available. 1 kg sugar is not available. I'll make it available by evening, so you can come and purchase in the evening. So I will write a note. You will take that note and keep it in your audit working papers. Next, you will go for a vegetables shopping. So what all vegetables your mama asked for? Your mama asked for onions, tomatoes, potatoes and all that. Now, instead of potatoes, you bought the brinjal. Why? Because potatoes are not good in that particular shop. So what you will take? You will take the photograph. Potatoes are damaged, because of which I have taken the brinjal. So you will write that. So as an evidence collection, as a proof of doing the work, the auditor will maintain a formal document which is called as audit working papers. I hope it is clear. Now, this is audit working papers. Purpose: to support and document audit procedures, to provide evidence of work performed and conclusions reached, to demonstrate compliance with auditing standards, so that to prove himself that I have followed everything, I have followed your instructions. You have told me to go to this shop. I have gone to that shop only. You have asked me to bring all this. I have bought all that. But they are not available or there is any damage in that. Then I have got you some proof. So to prove that you have performed the work, you have collected the evidence, you have followed all the auditing standards, you will prepare the audit working papers. Contents. In that audit working papers, what all will be there? Now, in the performance, you will do the analysis. The auditor will do the analysis. Regarding all analysis, he will include it. Analysis of trial balance, whatever supporting schedules are there, whatever documents he has tested, analytic procedures, whatever procedures is performed on analytical basis, any other relevant information that provides evidence of audit work performed. All that will be stored in audit working papers. Next, it should be maintained a confidentiality and access. Working papers are formal documents meant for retention in audit file. Now, what is this audit file? Audit file is nothing but a file. In your homes, there will be a file. In that file, each and every document will be there. Your 10th certificate, your inter certificate, your CMA inter certificate, your CMA foundation passing certificate, your degree certificate. If you have done any other qualification, that also will be there. Your house documents will be there. Each and everything will be there in that file. Now, file is nothing but in the entire audit procedure, whatever he has obtained, he will show everything in that file. In this file, what all will be there? His audit engagement letter, his audit working papers, audit notebook, documents collected, whatever information collected regarding that papers, everything will be there in a file, which is called as audit file. So, this audit working papers will also form part of audit file. They may be reviewed by external parties such as the regulatory authorities or any other auditors. It should be maintained in a structure and a format basis. Follow standardized format as prescribed by the auditing standards, organized for easy review and understanding by others, including auditors who were not directly involved in the audit field. It should be maintained in such a way that it is understandable to each and everyone. Then timeline, prepared as audit progress and finalized at the conclusion of audit field work. Now, when you will prepare this audit working papers, after coming to home, you will write everything and give it to your mom. Your mom will not believe it at all. Now, what you have to do when you are in the field work itself, which means you are in the store itself, you will collect all these evidences and you will put in audit working papers. Only then your mom will trust you. Okay, you have gone to the shop, you have taken the picture of shop and sent me. Okay, I'll trust you. So, when this audit working paper should be prepared, when the auditor is there in the audit field work. So, when the conclusion of audit field work is there, he will finalize the audit working papers. Provide a snapshot of the entire audit which is performed. Type of working papers. There can be two type of working paper files. One is permanent and second is temporary. Temporary, which means current audit files. Now, what is permanent audit files? Everything regarding the organization, permanent details will be stored, like legal or organization structure, extract or copies of legal documents, a record of internal control evaluation, copies of previous year's audited financial systems, notes on significant accounting policies. Now, what all will be there in permanent audit working papers? If nothing is going to be changed, this is fixed, then it will be there in permanent. If it will be changed based on current basis, so in this month, there is a meeting. So, in that meeting, they have taken this decision. If next meeting is there, the decision will change. If next meeting is there, the meeting perspectives will change. So, in that case, it will be stored in current working paper files. Current audit files. Important matters from board and general meeting. Management letters. Analysis of transaction and balances. Communication with other auditors or experts. Conclusions reached on significant aspects of the audit. So, these will change accordingly. So, it will be there in the current audit files. Preservation. Is it mandatory to store these audit working papers or preserve these audit working papers? It's not mandatory, but it is not also free. You will not at all maintain it? No. You have to mandatorily maintain it? No. Then what to be done? It is based on factors. If you have a client agreement, which means auditor and auditee have entered into an agreement, and in that agreement they have told that you have to preserve this audit working papers to a certain period. Then they will maintain it or else they'll discard it. Firm policies. Policies established by auditing firm regarding document retention. If the auditor is an audit firm and in that firm there is a policy that they have to maintain, then they will maintain it. Nature of engagement. If whoever the auditee company is there, if that company is complex, if it is very huge, if it is having more reputation, brand, goodwill, something like that, then you will maintain it. Then legal consideration. If it is having any legal considerations, if it is having in any court cases, then also. If there is any litigation, retaining papers beyond legal requirements if litigation is ongoing. If there is any interest changes between auditor and audit company, to make sure that you are safe from litigation, you have to maintain it. Advantages of audit working papers. It is evidence of due diligence, evidence that you have done your work correctly, reference for future audits, legal compliance. It will act as a training tool for other auditors and record of adjustments and reconciliations. So this is regarding the audit working papers. So I'll write what we have discussed in the examination. I hope question 2 is clear. Audit working papers. Now, next is concept number 13. What is concept number 13? As I've told you, audit notebook. Now, what is audit notebook? Audit notebook is nothing but your thoughts, your observations, your information which you have gathered. You think that, okay, if I'm writing this, this will help me in the future periods. So for your own benefit for the audit process, you are maintaining a formal document which is called as audit notebook. If we come back to our own example, now you have gone to the shop, and in that shop, you have seen that the brand which you were using so far, which you see the vegetables. In the previous week, when you have gone for grocery shopping and you have purchased the vegetable, the price of vegetable was 30 rupees per kilo. Now it is 50 rupees per kilo. But in the next shop, it is selling still for 30 rupees per kilo. So what you have done? You have purchased it, but you have written as an observation. Okay, in this particular shop, I have purchased for 50 rupees. But in next shop, it is selling only for 30 rupees. So what I have to do? I have written as an observation. Okay, when I'm going for the next term, I'll go for that and I'll purchase it from there. So as an observation, you have written it. And after coming to your home and utilizing this milk packet, you have understood that Amul, more than Amul, whatever the other brand you have used, it is more tasty. So you have written as your observation. Okay, this is more tasty. From next time, I'll buy only this packet from that shop only. So these are the observations which you think that this will be necessary and important for you for the further periods. When you are going for further audits, it will help you. So in that kind of things which is necessary for you, you will record it in audit notebook. I hope it is clear. Audit notebook is a tool used by the auditors to record and organize their own thoughts, their observations, and key information throughout the audit process. It serves as permanent record of auditors' findings and is usually maintained separately for each audit engagement. It will be separate for each audit engagement. The notes should be clear, complete, and in a systematically organized way. What will be the contents of audit notebook? Name of the organization, organization structure, important provisions of MOA and AOA, communication with the previous auditor, list of books of accounts, accounting methods, internal controls, key managerial personnel, errors and frauds discovered, matters requiring explanation. So all these are observations or the information which he has collected, and he will write in audit notebook, which means for his future reference, if he is finding something and he wants a clause from MOA and AOA, he can't go every time and ask the organization, please give your MOA and AOA, I'll revise it again and I'll give it to you. Can he do that? No. When he is doing the one-time verification only, if he has come across main clauses, he'll write it in the audit notebook. So that for future reference, he need not again go to the management and ask for the information. He will have that information. So based on his observation, his explanation for his own audit purpose, he will write everything. Preservation of audit notebooks, similar for the audit working papers. It is not mandatory and at the same time it is not needed, negligent also. Based on client agreement, firm policy, nature of engagement, legal considerations and litigation. If it is needed, you will preserve it. If it is not needed, you will not preserve it. Now, what are the advantages of audit notebook? It will act as a personal reference. Acts as a personal reference for auditors, tracking progress and outstanding the issues. Brainstorming and idea generation. Now he has struck in the entire audit process, like what to be learned, when to be learned. Then he will check the audit notebook because he have recorded about each and everything. Even he had recorded about the auditors meeting with the employees, meeting with other person. He has recorded it. So he will read it. Now, if he had understood something, then some idea will be coming to him. Okay, I have to go again meet this person. I have to ask this information. As you will see in more detective works, what they'll do, they'll close their eyes, they'll revise what they have talked with the other person. They would have got some idea. They'll again go for the investigation. So it will act as that particular brainstorming and idea generation tool. And then risk identification aids in identifying and documenting potential risk and control the weakness. There is a chance of risk identification. Preparation of audit working papers. Information in the notebook serves as a foundation for creating formalized audit working papers. Next, training or knowledge transfer. Valuable resource for new auditors, illustrating the thought process and methodologies of experienced team members. So, if other auditors, team members will be able to take this as a reference tool. So, these are the advantages of audit notebook. I hope it is clear. So, these are the important Super 50 questions from Section C, Internal Control and Internal Audit, Unit 1 and Unit 2. I hope it is clear. Srinidhi, ma'am, I have purchased soft copy of capsule 15 days validity course, but in that there is no management audit related handwritten notes as well as Section A. Unit 4 to Unit 8. Not available Unit 4 to Unit 8. Okay, Srinidhi. There was some technical glitch which has happened, which means the MB which we can store is only up to 40 MB in the app. So whatever I have created as a document, it is more than 40 MB. So we are trying to reduce the MB size, or I'm trying to split it out. By today night, the entire documents will be uploaded in the course and you will be having the access to view it. So there was problem from our side. We are trying to rectify it and we'll upload it as soon as possible, as early as possible. Within 1 to 2 hours, I'll upload it. Pavan Kumar, clear ma'am, thank you. Banateja, yes ma'am, clear, thank you. Balaji, clear ma'am, thank you. Sujit, limitations of internal control is important for exam or not ma'am? Internal audit. Are you asking about internal audit? Internal audit under Companies Act 2013. Sujit, yes, they are important. If you're asking about internal audit limits, yes, they are important. You have to remember it. It's easy to remember now. 25, 50, 100 and 200. You just have to remember the names. It's easy only. Try to revise 1 or 2 times. It's easy. You'll be able to remember it. So, is there any one of you has any other doubts? Srinidhi, thank you, ma'am. You're welcome, Srinidhi. Srinidhi, for internal control and internal audit, we need to refer only concept book, ma'am. Yes, you have to depend upon entire concept book, because whatever the contents which are there in the concept book, those are only simplified. If I have to more simplify it, then I have to cut down everything. So I've not given in the handwritten notes. You can rely on concept book. Those are only simple. CMA Sundar, ma'am, I wanted to buy the book in BCCA. I have bad experience with BCCA. They delivered IDT books after a month. Please advise. CMA Sundar, yes, there was a delay from our side. We accept that, but it was not intentional. Even we were in a situation that we weren't being able to do that. We weren't being able to rectify that. But yes, we have passed out that, we have rectified it, and we are providing the books in a speed post manner. And I hope that every one of you received already the books. And yes, from the next attempt, we will try to make it more things so that no student will get affected because of the delay in books dispatch. Sundar, can you give me the clarity whether are you going to write your examination in the coming June attempt? Then I would advise you to not to purchase the hard copy materials, but you can go for soft copy materials. As soon as you purchase it, it will be there in your soft copy option. So you will be able to view it. But if you're going for hard copy, as there are only 10 days left, I'll not recommend it to you. Even if we are doing a speed post, it will take 3 or 4 days for you to reach it. So you can easily opt for soft copies rather than hard copies at this point of time. But if you are not giving your examination in June, but going for other further attempts of December, something like that, then you can easily purchase the books. Yes, ma'am. So you're giving for the next attempt. So please opt for soft copy. Don't go for hard copy. Okay, I'll buy soft copy. Great. Thank you. Now, do anyone have any doubts? We have successfully completed day 1, day 2 and day 3 targets. And I hope I am giving you the enough clarity about what questions are being asked, from which concepts these are being tested, and how you have to present it in the examination. Sujit, problems when you will discuss, ma'am. Right after this completion of session, a recorded session will be uploaded for practical problems. Practical problems will not be taken in a live session. Only Super 50 descriptive questions are there for a live session. I'll do a recorded session for problems and that will be uploaded. Sahana, practical problem session, ma'am. Yes, the recorded session will be uploaded after completion of this live session. CMA Sundar, thanks, ma'am. You're welcome. Ma'am, when will be the MCQ session? Before exams, Nana. Harisudha Hari, before exams we'll have MCQ session also. Not the day before examination, but yes, we'll have MCQ session also. The time date will be intimated to you. Ma'am, don't forget workbook problems also, ma'am. Yes, you are asking about ICMAI re-released workbook. I know about it. I'll not forget that. I'll recheck it. Mostly problems which are there in our workbook, it is more than enough for your preparation. But as you have asked, those workbook problems also will be discussed. Priya, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Priya. Now, quickly give in the chat box, how did you like the session? Did you like the session? Are you enjoying the live session? Are you understanding what are the important questions, how these are being tested in the examination? And did you get the confidence that yes, we will be able to present it in the examination with preparation? If you are understanding the concepts, then preparing will be just a matter. Okay, you'll be able to easily prepare it. If you're understanding the concept, if you have the concept clarity, no, you'll be able to present it in the examination. Sujit, thanks a lot, ma'am. You're welcome, Sujit. How's the session? Are you enjoying it? We have completed day 3 session also, and we have completed our target. Sahana, thank you for the live session, ma'am. You're welcome, Sahana. CMA Sundar, yes, enjoyed. Thank you. Even I'm enjoying a lot teaching you all live. Sujit, I'm a big fan of your teaching style, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sujit. Thank you so much. I'm getting so many reactions of heart and emojis. Thank you for the reactions, whoever you are giving. Smiley emojis. Thank you. Thank you for the reactions. Okay, well, end the session now. And I'm so happy. If you have any further doubts, you can join the Telegram channel and you can ask your subject related doubts, or regarding any other doubts, you can ask me in the Telegram channel. And you all know I'll give the instant reply if it's possible. Priya, easy to follow your points, ma'am. Thank you so much. That's the main purpose of this particular session. Thank you, as you are telling that the main purpose is being fulfilled. Thank you so much. So yes, you can ask me any doubts in the Telegram channel, and an instant reply and clarification will be given at any point of time. Balaji, yes, the live session have given the idea of overall syllabus, exam pattern and important questions, concepts, etc. Is so generous and repeating again and again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you all like the session, please hit the like button so that we will get the motivation and when we will be encouraged to give more and more sessions like this to you for your benefit for the upcoming examination. Even we want the students benefit so that they will get the highest marks in the subjects, so they will get all the exemptions, 80 plus marks, 90 plus marks, and we will be proud to tell that, okay, you have taken our classes and you have scored so much marks. So we'll be so happy to do that. Okay. So thanks for joining the live. If you have any doubts or queries when you are preparing, join the Telegram channel and you can ask about the doubts. And we will be there till the examination and even after the examination with you all. So yes, I'm going to end the live. We'll meet you all in tomorrow's live, which will be at the same timings, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Have any idea about CFR and BB session? Yes, they are being prepared. You will get the CFR BB sessions also. The update will be given about CFR and BB sessions also. Thank you so much. We'll meet in tomorrow's class, which will be at the same timings. Shreya, thank you so much. Sujit, bye everyone. Thank you so much for joining.